Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. Weekdays, CUSA, and it is Vice Night at Pitbull Stadium in Miami. The only team in college football that wears a different uniform every week, the FIU Panthers. And these Miami Vice unis are sweet. We're going to see them tonight as they meet red-hot Kennesaw State. The Owls have won 4 in a row. Kennesaw State, second year in the FBS, eligible to play in the conference title game for the first time this year. Undefeated, top the league with 3-0. Jack State, FIU 1-1 in the league, coming off a huge upset at Western Kentucky, and they have a lot of momentum. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Miami. If you're expecting Crockett and Tubbs, you're not going to get it. You're going to have to settle for Matvick and Daniel. Do you even remember Miami Vice?
Unfortunately, I wasn't born then, unlike you.
Yeah.
These are sweet jerseys, though. Look at this. Vice hat.
Looking good.
You didn't want to wear it.
It's going to be fun. Week 9 now in college football already.
Yeah, we get the first game of Week 9. It's been an exciting year, specifically here in Conference USA. We're really looking forward to the matchup.
Let's talk about Kennesaw State. This is a team that has improved drastically from a year ago, thanks to 2 transfer quarterbacks. Dexter Williams won the job out of camp, but Amari Odom, he opened some eyes Week 2 at Indiana in relief and started the next 3 before getting hurt. So Williams started the game against Louisiana Tech, and he blew up, almost 300 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. But guess what? They're going back to Odom tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Dexter Williams and Amari Odom and how the team responds, right? When you throw 4 touchdowns before a game, you expect to maybe come out here and go again, but they're going to go with Odom. 72% completion percentage, thrown for almost 800 yards and ran for over 160 yards, has done a really good job of taking care of the football. And this is the biggest thing, Clay, that they like about Amari Odom. One, he can throw the football down the field. Really explosive arm. He's 6'5", almost 230 pounds. He looks the part, but now he can create. He can extend plays. That's probably the #1 thing that they're looking for tonight. Can you make some plays? You can fit the throw into tight windows, and it's exciting to watch him play. He's electric.
Meanwhile, FIU coming off one of the best defensive showings in program history last week against Maverick, MacGyver, and Western Kentucky. Kept the Hilltoppers out of the end zone.
Yeah, 6 total points allowed. The biggest thing here, though, is the 3 takeaways, specifically the 3 interceptions. They do a pretty simple job scheming it up. They allow their guys to play fast, and they keep everything in front of them.
Weekday CUSA in Miami tonight, and it's a perfect night for the Owls and the Panthers. And we kick it off from the 3:05 next. Kennesaw State and FIU both have new head coaches this season. Kennesaw State's Jerry Mack and Willie Simmons of FIU both had great success at the FCS level. Mack at NC Central, Simmons at Prairie View A&M, and then FAMU. Each proud of that HBCU background that they have. Both 45 years old as it happens, and each with their first FBS head coaching job. Talked to both this week, Chase. Each so excited to be where they're at.
That was the one thing I took away from the talking with them, was that they're excited for this. They know what a win for their program can do in the Conference USA standings. And really for recruiting, it's Tuesday night, but they got a bunch of recruits here in Miami, and it's an exciting time.
Kennesaw State trying to start 3-0 in conference play for the first time since 2021, when they were still in the Big South. And FIU trying to get over 500 at 2-1 in conference play. first time since 2018. Beautiful night, 81 degrees as we get set for kickoff.
These jerseys are something else. I like that.
The numbers can be a little challenging to read from time to time, so you're going to have to be patient with us. FIU won the toss. They deferred. Kennesaw State receiving. Cody Jones back deep to return this kickoff from Noah Grant, and he's going to get a chance from inside the 1-yard line. Here comes Jones, the senior from Memphis. Pretty good return, a little burst as he gets close to the 25-yard line. So here comes Amari Odom, the tall transfer from Wofford. First game since September 27th. He suffered an undisclosed injury in that game against Middle Tennessee, but he's had almost a month to get healthy, and you can see he put up pretty good numbers in that game too. Yeah, he was juiced up down there on the sidelines pregame. He was letting the ball throw or go. He threw it 60 yards, and that's the biggest thing right here is the rust. How do you handle it? Are you going to go up tempo? Are you going to slow it down? Excited to watch this young man play tonight. Owls have won 4 in a row, all at home. First road game in 45 days for the guys in white. And it's going to be Odom slipping down and taking a loss on the first play. They're going to want to go with some tempo, as you talked about. Yeah, this is exactly right. They're going up to the line, and he operates really good in tempo. He feels really comfortable just going and playing fast. Coleman Bennett in the backfield, and he's going to get his first carry. Bennett, the big, strong transfer from Rice. And no gain, so a third down and long as this FIU defense, which is coming off such a solid performance last time out, has a chance to get off the field early. Yeah, Keegan Davis with a stop right there, just completely unblocked. And you know, it's hard to understand what they're going to do on third down defensively when they go this fast and motion. Lyndon Ravar in motion. They're going to set up a receiver screen for Benyard. Gabriel Benyard is going to get positive yardage across the 30-yard line, but not close enough for the first down. He's going to get 9. And so now it's 4th down, and here comes the punting unit. You don't see this team go 3 and out very often with Kennesaw State, specifically with Amari Odom at the position of quarterback. It's exactly what FIU wanted to do. Play keep away from Kennesaw State. Now they have to punt it back to an offense, and FIU that leads the conference in time of possession. Joshua Hewitt set to punt it away as Saquon John Pierre is back to return this spiral kick. That is going to bounce at the 30-yard line and take a Kennesaw State roll to about the 25. Kewan Jenkins, the junior from right here in Miami, a lefty quarterback, 3rd year as the starter. Conference USA preseason offensive player of the year, but he's been a little inconsistent. We haven't seen the kind of production we saw about 12 months ago. Yeah, in 2024, they threw the football down the field. 2 really good receivers left, and this year, just not quite the same. Yards per attempt is way down, only averaging 159.8 yards a game in the air, but this is a ground attack, make no mistake about it. Jenkins took a knee to the ribs last week against Western Kentucky. He's sore, but he is a go tonight. And the southpaw throwing on first down, and he connects with Alex Perry, the 6'5" receiver. Gets about 6 yards on first down. And this is something we saw last game when they played last week, as they threw the ball in the first 5 snaps of the game and then settled into the run game. So this is something where they want to set up the run with the pass, but it's opposite. You're passing to run now. So interesting technique. See if they keep it up. Opening series for the Panthers. 2nd down, rolling out. Jenkins has a receiver, and it is caught. And that is McGuire Anderson, the veteran, making the catch. Actually, Jackson Verdugo, 88, not 84. A true freshman tight end, and they're quickly up to the line, into plus territory to the 45 of Kennesaw State. Into the flat. That one is caught by Owens. And he is going to be cut down for a loss. Good open field tackle by Jones. And getting up, going tempo right there. But the play before that, RPO, run pass option, just a little wheel route to Jackson Verdugo. And then a really nice job there in the pocket by Kewan Jenkins of just getting the football out before he gets hit. That's something I noticed on film. He doesn't hold the ball. He doesn't take a lot of sacks. He's really slippery within the pocket. 2nd down and 12. Play fake to Owens, pass, and there is Perry. One-on-one matchup.
No flag.
Man, looked like there was a lot of contact there in the secondary, but no penalty flag.
Yeah, Caleb Offord right there. Looked like he was pulling Alex Perry's left hand. Thought they might have got a flag. It's clearly the case. The ref said, hey, let him play, and now a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 right here. But Alex Perry, he is their guy. Already targeted on 2 of the first 5 plays of the game, and you see throwing 5 times in a row. Maybe they're letting Kewan Jenkins loose this game.
Alex Perry, he's a mismatch on the outside, has 3 inches on Offord in that situation. Offord holding his ground. Here's a 3rd and 12 over the middle, and that's deflected, incomplete. Well covered there, Baron Hobson, the middle linebacker.
Pass is incomplete.
And it's 4th down.
Really nice job by Baron Hobson. You're going to get pressure right up the gut. And he's throwing the football a little bit before he wants to. And Baron Hobson with the diving play. Guy who started at Jackson State with Prime, and coaches describe him as a football dude. But interestingly enough, this is a run-first team. They threw it on the first 6 plays of the game there, Clay.
We'll see if that trend continues. You wouldn't expect it to. Trey Wilhoit on to punt for the first time, trying to pin Kennesaw State deep. Bounces it at the 5. It's going to take a hard spin into the end zone past Benyard. 47-yard punt, just getting started in Miami. Kennesaw State, located 15 miles outside of Atlanta, program just a decade old. The late Vince Dooley, the Hall of Fame coach at Georgia, helped get that program started. And they had almost immediate success in the FCS under Brian Bohannon, 4 playoff appearances in the first 6 years. Seems like they've always been ahead of schedule, and So far here under first-year head coach Jerry Mack, out to a 4-2 start, undefeated in Conference USA. He was the running backs coach for Tennessee for a while. Last year was at the Jacksonville Jags as their backfield coach. And again, he thinks it's a hot recruiting center, Atlanta, Georgia, and he feels like he's jumped into a dream situation.
Absolutely.
After a 3-and-out, here's Amari Odom, and the Owls going back to work on offense, second series, and Odom takes off for a good run on first down. That's going to be a gain of 7.
Timeout on the field for an injury to the defense.
And now we've got a man down for FIU. Looks to be Zion Chapman, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, I hope he's all right.
Defensive coordinator Jovan DeWitt running this unit. He's the only holdover from the last coaching staff. So proud of the way this side of the ball played, specifically in the last game. Chapman, a sophomore out of Allentown, PA. Odom trying to stay loose for Kennesaw State. One of 2 unbeatens in CUSA. Jack State the other one at 3-0. And kind of get the feeling that that matchup between Jacksonville State and Kennesaw coming up later in the year is going to be very important.
Yeah, maybe for top in the conference. And look, only second season as an FBS program, and they had some pretty poor quarterback play before Dexter Williams and Amari Odom got there. And you see Chapman getting up, walking off his own power. It's good to see. But yeah, Odom has really changed the dynamic for Kennesaw State and just what he brings to the table.
Jerry Mack and the offensive coordinator Mitch Militello, when they decided to go back to Odom, the big question was, well, are you going to rotate now? Are we going to see Dexter Williams in this game as well? Does he have a package of plays? And both men were adamant, no, we are not doing that. We are not rotating.
It was a resounding no.
Coleman Bennett, and he'll go right up the gut, trying to move that pile as the Owls trying to establish some kind of a run game here early on. That's going to be a pickup of 3.
Well, they're moving the sticks.
They did move it. First down.
Tackled by Quaylen Hill.
They say a lot of times when you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't even have 1. Slant caught. First down for the Owls. There's Gabriel Benyard. The more he touches it, the better for the Owls. That's going to be a pickup of 15 on that first down throw.
Benyard is their Swiss Army knife. He's a guy who plays in the slot, a lot of jet sweeps, works the middle of the football field, has extremely nice speed too.
Odom play action, feeling some pressure. He's going to take a shot deep down the middle of the field for Benyard. Has him, and he's pulled down at the 1. Gabriel Benyard. Odom caught him in free flight, just ahead of Josiah McGrew, the free safety, for a big gain of 52.
And you're going to see Benyard just streak right down the middle of the field. And they're already up at the line of scrimmage to go fast, catch them off guard.
First and goal from the 2, and Odom is slashed down in the backfield.
And going back to that long pass to Gabriel Benyard, just right down the middle of the field. They do a switch release, they run a post, no safeties deep, and an excellent football throw by Amari Odom with a shoestring tackle, just barely gets him. Nice route, nice throw.
Percy Courtney with that tackle for loss moments ago, now a penalty flag.
False start, number 76, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Ron Hudson, our white hat here tonight. So this is going to back Kennesaw State up. I mean, they were first down goal to go from the 2, and now they're going back the wrong direction.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to do. A little rust there from Amari Odom, not getting this in and out, but this is the dynamic that Amari Odom brings. He can throw the football down the field, or he can tuck it and run it. You have to completely cover every blade of grass with them out there at quarterback, and you saw on the big play, no safeties deep for FIU.
Odom design quarterback run. Good block from the running back Bennett. There goes Odom. Down inside the 2 again. That's a gain of 11, and now a better situation here for the Owls. 3rd down and goal.
Just a called quarterback run there, and Coleman Bennett, you called it out, Clay. Just a great block to spring him on the outside. You got to imagine they got 2 downs down here this close. Now that you're in 3rd and manageable, look for Amari Odom to move the pocket. They like to get him outside, or really just a called play back to the field. They have everyone on the bottom of your screen all down here, right? Look for him to go up top.
It's going to be Odom running it. Good effort. Touchdown, Owls. As Odom takes it in from 2 yards out. 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And after a 3-and-out in the opening series, Kennesaw State gets it together for the 2nd drive.
It's an explosive offense. And this is exactly what they want to be offensively, is you load everyone up to the right, you take Binyard in motion, you have Coleman Bennett lead up blocking, and this is what this offense can be with Amari Odom as he gets busy with it on 305 Vice Night here in Miami, Clay.
They're trying to spoil Vice Night for the Panthers. As Britton Williams comes on, he has struggled as the place kicker. The regular kicker, Daniel Kinney, is injured, so it's Williams' job tonight. He tacks on the extra point. 7 plays, 80 yards in just over 3 minutes. Big reception by Binyard to set up the touchdown run for Odom. Owls leading here in Miami, 7-0.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Ram, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
What a great city this is. We're in Miami, Florida tonight. Clay Mathick, Chase Daniel. There is offensive coordinator Mitch Militello, Kennesaw State. Just watched his team drive it 80 yards in 7 plays.
Yeah, Mitch Militello does such a great job of scheming open this long pass play to Gabriel Benyard. You're going to see there's no safeties deep. Benyard's right there. He's going to go up and he's going to get some leverage on this safety. And when he does that, they're going to switch release. Number 11, Lyndon Rivar, sits down and he gets the leverage on the safety for a huge play. They do a better job than anyone I've seen in Conference USA of scheming up shot plays down the field.
Britton Williams kick, end over end. Saquon Jean-Pierre, dangerous return man. Special Teams Player of the Year in Conference USA in the preseason. And he's going to get it to about the 23-yard line. He's stacked up. Willie Simmons has had some program turnarounds in his time. How about Prairie View A&M before he got there, and then with him as head coach, a dramatic turn of events. And the same thing at FAMU before he got there, and then look at the winning percentage after he takes over. Only 5 conference losses during that time. And now he is here in Miami at FIU. He says you can't throw a rock without hitting a 6'1", 4.4 40. This is a great place to be. So excited to have this job. As Keyshawn Owens carries for a couple of yards on first down.
Yeah, and Willie Simmons, he calls the offensive plays, and the first 5 plays of the game, throws. Finally, our first run of the game to Keyshawn Owens. He is their bell cow. Really good vision, really good burst. This entire offense runs through him.
And Simmons says, you know, we want to run the ball, and we need to stick to the run. Be patient with it. Trying to set up those one-on-one opportunities off the play action later in the game. And back to Owens. He is the reigning Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week. Almost 200 yards on 22 carries against Western Kentucky. And here you see the play selection so far.
Yeah, trying to catch him off guard a little bit. Exactly how they started the last game against Western Kentucky, but they ended up rushing for a season-high 249 yards last week. So maybe, hey, we're going to throw it. Not so fast. Let our guys settle in. Let the big offensive line settle in, and let's get our bell cow going.
Keyshawn Owens and Kewan Jenkins, couple of products from Miami Central High School. They were prep stars here in town and now playing together with the Panthers. Going back here, Jenkins had some time now, running out of it, and down he goes at the 19. Ugana Waha, the defensive end, number 55, comes in for the first sack of the night.
Waha just does such a nice job of continuing the play. He's number 55. He's a nose tackle, and he's going to end up going out of your screen this way. All right, they're going to run a little TE, which means the tackle goes outside first, the end comes inside. Holding on to the football quite a bit, and then it's hard to bring him down. Kewan Jenkins does not get sacked very often, but a really nice start for Kennesaw State. No points, 2 drives.
And besides the 56-9 loss at Indiana, this defense for Kennesaw State has played pretty well too. Averaging less than 14 points per game allowed during the winning streak. Benyard had to backpedal a little bit, bouncing off of tacklers, trying to get back close to the 30-yard line. 58-yard punt, 8-yard return on a beautiful Tuesday night here in Miami. 5:56 to go in the first. Kennesaw State ready to go back on offense here from their own 43-yard line. Great field position after a personal foul. Face mask penalty. Called on that punt against FIU, and now you look at the numbers for Odom and Benyard on that last drive. Odom 3 for 3 passing, all of the receptions by Benyard, who had 76 total receiving yards in the last 2 games combined. He had 3 in the one series that led to a touchdown.
Yeah, 83 total yards, including that punt return. He is their #1 guy. He's a special talent. They want to get him the football in as many ways as possible.
It's Alexander Diggs, the running back for the Owls. Good run. The backup to Coleman Bennett. He's going to spell Coleman from time to time. That's a gain of 12 into plus territory.
And when you watch their run game, it's quarterback keeper, and it's right up the middle. They're an inside zone team. They feel really good about the push up front with their offensive line.
Odom, all 6'4" of them, slides up and ducks down at about the 41. Johnny Chaney, the middle linebacker, got to him.
25 shoe came off. He's leaving the field. He was down behind the line of scrimmage, and FIU right now is having a hard time getting on and off the field. If they snap it, they're going to get a penalty.
Yeah, personnel, they're really struggling. There is a flag. Ball comes out. Helmet is off. But yeah, FIU was just struggling to get the right personnel on the field.
Offside, number 19, defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
This is that tempo just wreaking havoc on the Panthers.
Yeah, you see Kenton Simmons running off, and then 44 runs off. Keegan Davis, both had shoe issues, and you got another guy running on. I mean, it's trying to get hockey subs out there, and this is exactly what you said, Clay. This is what tempo causes when you're moving down the field at an extremely high pace. Like the Kennesaw State Owls, it's hard to catch your breath.
You know, but FIU's offense, they can play keep away from you too, so it's kind of a balancing act for the Owls. You almost don't want to go too fast. As you go back to Alexander Diggs, and that's going to be a 1st down to the 31-yard line. But what we're seeing right now from Kennesaw State, this is exactly what they were hoping to have happen early on.
Yeah, they felt like FIU really struggled with tempo and going up speed, and they're just running straight down the middle of this defense.
It's Diggs again. Chaney another stop. Pickup of 7. The running back room almost completely rebuilt from last year. Rushing yardage per game up about 28% from a season ago. Coleman Bennett, he's the main reason why, but this Alexander Diggs cat, some really good runs so far on this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all 3 guys, Belcher, Diggs, and Bennett, they're good change of pace backs, and the Odom back there, they can be a run first or a throw first team.
Diggs motions out. Odom on the slant. Got it in the hands of Christian Moss inside the 5-yard line. Amari Odom right on the screws for a gain of 23. 1st down and goal to go again for Kennesaw State.
Amari Odom just off platform throw as he's getting hit. Fires a bullet to Christian Moss.
Wasted no time. Back to Diggs. Touchdown. Kennesaw State just punching FIU in the mouth here in the 1st quarter.
And FIU cannot get lined up defensively. They're looking at the sideline. We got palms up. We got shoes coming off. We got all this stuff. This is what tempo causes. D linemen are not even set. And they go about as fast as anyone in the country. And this Kennesaw State line, they're having as much fun as possible because they are not gassed. They are well-conditioned specimens, and FIU defensive line, they're getting thrown all over the place.
Britton Williams, another extra point. 2nd rushing touchdown of the year for Alexander Diggs. And I'll tell you what, this Amari Odom run offense, the quarterback, it doesn't look like he's had 24 days off. This is a well-oiled machine right now.
Yeah, he's not rusty at all. Steps up to the right, over top this defender, and hits Christian Moss right in stride. And when I break down his film and I see him playing, even though he hadn't played for 20-some-odd days, this is what he brings. If stuff in the pocket is not clear, he moves. He moves to the right. He moves to the left. He's 6'4". He's 205 pounds. But he sees the field about as well as anyone that we've covered here in Conference USA. And 14-0 right now, switching to FIU. This is a team that is not made to come from behind whatsoever. And so already down 14 points and you're a run-first team, you got to get a spark offensively. You've only had 8 offensive plays and you're down 14-0.
Yeah, this is going to be a critical series for the homestanding Panthers. As Saquon Jean-Pierre goes back to return. Averaged 28 yards per return last year, 3rd best in the country. He is slippery. Bouncing to the outside, 30, still on his feet, 35-yard line. Saquon Jean-Pierre, redshirt senior from nearby Fort Lauderdale, a 35-yard return. Well, our first NBA doubleheader tomorrow on ESPN. The Knicks hosting the Cavs at 7 Eastern. Then it's out to Dallas for the debut of Cooper Flagg and the Mavs, who host the Spurs. NBA tip-off with Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq. Can't wait for this. Debuting on ESPN at 6 Eastern. I'm with Chase Daniel. Grew up in Dallas. How excited are you for Cooper Flagg and the Mavs this year?
Absolutely. They look good this year. They're going to be a force.
First down catch and more. And it's Kyle McNeil, who is back healthy. He missed the game at Western Kentucky with a foot injury. And just like that, the Panthers are on the plus side of the field.
Really nice throw. And then, look, they're going up tempo as well. They saw Kennesaw State do it. Why not us?
Kewan Jenkins has time to throw. He's going to spin it out into the flat, caught and dropped. Ross Fournier, the senior receiver, had it in his mitts and then puts it on the turf.
The play was a little weird developing. Wasn't sure if it was a QB draw. Wasn't sure if it was a Tim Tebow jump pass. Kewan Jenkins sort of went up to the line of scrimmage and then decided to come back. Let's make sure this wasn't backwards pass, because if it is, it's a fumble. Watch this play develop. They're pulling the left guard, and I think they're trying to get the halfback down the middle, and it's a forward pass. So that's good, but just a little bit weird developing play right there, Clay.
They lost a lot of production at receiver last year. It certainly has affected this offense. To go back to the ground game, no, they're going to fake the handoff and another pass. This one is caught. That is McGuire Anderson. They're going to mark it at the 31-yard line.
McGuire Anderson has come on as of late, 6 foot, 180 pounds, 5th-year senior as a leader. He's their veteran slot guy. Kewan Jenkins looking good early, 5 for 8, almost 60 yards passing. 8 pass attempts to only 3 runs. So clearly, offensive play caller Willie Simmons is seeing something in Kennesaw State that says, hey, we can have success through the air.
Here's Keyshawn Owens. And he is going to get it inside the 25-yard line before he's wrapped up by Barron Hobson. It's going to be a gain of 7. There's Keyshawn Owens. Coming off that career game against Western Kentucky. 37th career game, all at FIU. You don't see guys sticking around that long anymore, but he has been loyal to this Panthers program.
Absolutely. He's a Panther through and through.
Second down and 3. Oh, Owens, he is going to be stifled in the backfield. Just immediately wrapped up by Adam Watkins, the big 6 foot, 300-pound nose tackle. That's a loss of 3.
Yeah, Adam Watkins just splits 2 blockers right here. He's able to get through. Tackle for loss. You don't see that very often with Keyshawn Owens. He leads Conference USA in yards per rush at over 6.5 yards and 10th in the FBS in rush with 30 yards or more, so explosive.
Anthony Carey checks in for Owens. Headed this 3rd down and 6. Jenkins rolling out and diving for that football. Did he make the catch?
Oh my.
Yes, he did. Caught at the 15-yard line by Anderson. Oh, what a great grab by the vet.
He's able to hold on. Let's see if he's able to hold on to the ball. It hits the ground, but he maintains control. And they're going to get a second look at this, but he maintains control. That's the biggest thing. Are you finishing the catch?
The ruling on the field is a completion for a first down. Plays under further review.
Yeah, I think that's the misconception a lot of football fans will have here. You know, you think just because it touches the ground, well, that automatically makes it incomplete. That is not the case. It can touch the ground as long as there's firm control.
Absolutely, and here's what I go back to, and just about every football fan in the world goes back to, is Dez Bryant versus Green Bay. Is it a catch? Is it not a catch? And that completely overrid the NFL systems and college football systems on you have to complete the catch going to the ground. Did Dez catch it, right? Did he not? I don't know, but it looks like McGuire Anderson, you know, we'll have a better view from the opposite way. Right here is going to be the best view that we have. It doesn't look like the ball is rotating as much when he picks it up. And remember, Clay, they called it a catch on the field. So if they can't come to a conclusion, it will stay a catch.
Yeah, that carries a lot of weight right now. Masaru complete on the field. Anderson, one of the candidates to kind of fill a vacuum at receiver after they lost so many terrific players, two in particular that went on to Georgia Tech. Eric Rivers and Dean Patterson went into the portal. It's about 1,900 yards and 19 touchdowns. So just not a lot of star power at wide receiver, but they're counting on guys like Anderson to make big plays at the right time. This is an important drive for FIU. They need to answer here after falling behind by 2 scores.
And they need a touchdown, not a field goal, because the way Kennesaw State is rolling, you know, it just can't have it.
Again, it was called complete on the field. See if this is coming back. I think it might be. The sticks are going the other direction.
And if that's the case, then the ball was moving maybe a little bit too much. Usually when you take this long, it's not a good sign for it standing, because they're trying to get the clock set right. They're trying to figure out, hey, since the chains have already moved, where was the spot of play? How much time's left? It's an incomplete pass now if they're switching. So if that's the case, that's what they're taking so long for.
After review, the ruling on the field of a catch is upheld. First down, FIU.
It is going to be first down. The call upheld.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah. I mean, look, we thought it was maybe not a catch.
Well, the chain gang had already moved back to the 30-yard line where the line of scrimmage was pre-play. And so now they move it ahead. And it's going to be first down and 10 at the 15. Big break for FIU as they get a call to go their way, down 14. Anthony Carey, one setback, and he's set back deep. Gets the handoff, and he is going to be gone. Touchdown. Anthony Carey. His third rushing touchdown of the year. He bursts in from 15 yards away unscathed.
Yeah, and just untouched to the house. Man coverage on the back end. Alex Perry, the receiver, runs a crossing route. Everyone goes with him, and Anthony Carey untouched. And what an answer for this drive. Fast-paced drive. Jenkins 6 for 9, 71 yards, and Carey one rush for 15 yards and a touchdown.
Here comes Noah Grant for the extra point. Penalty flag flies. A couple of them.
Go, Juliet.
False start. Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty. Try the down.
Well, this has to feel good for Willie Simmons to see his offense respond and to finish a drive with a touchdown.
Yeah.
4 of the first 5 drives at Western Kentucky, they ended up with field goals, but it all worked out okay in that win against Western Kentucky. But, you know, you do that too long and you're playing with fire.
6 for 6 in the red zone. It looks good to me, but then when you look at 2 touchdowns and 4 field goals, touchdowns wins in this league, it's an offensive league.
Longer extra point attempt for Noah Grant after the penalty, but he splits the uprights. And it's now 14-7. Anthony Carey his third rushing touchdown of the year.
And the person who makes this is Alex Perry. He's going to streak across the field. I want to watch all these defensive backs go with him. Completely unselfish. He takes everyone that way along with the motion, and then Anthony Carey untouched into the end zone. Awesome to see Anthony Carey get some catches, get some rushes, and some touchdowns.
Well, Saturday, SEC on ABC. It's a triple header. Number 8, Ole Miss, and number 13, Oklahoma. High noon Eastern. And 4th-ranked Alabama squaring off against South Carolina. We cap off the day. Number 20, LSU hosting number 3, Texas A&M in Death Valley. And with Miami's Carson Beck having a bad week against Louisville, and then you got Mendoza, Indiana. You got Ty Simpson at Alabama. They're kind of your Heisman frontrunners right now.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. If Ty Simpson and the Alabama Crimson Tide, if they win out, Ty Simpson is winning the Heisman. He's been extraordinary this year. Almost 2,000 yards passing, only 1 interception. Probably the best pure pocket passer in all of college football.
Cody Jones is going to take this one from the black paint in the end zone. Hops up over the 20-yard line, trying to stay on his feet. They're going to rule him down. And a penalty flag is down. So is an FIU player as the flags and the bodies are starting to fly. Preston Thompson, number 29, is down for FIU.
Okay, never mind. Sorry. During the return, holding, number 17, return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Kennesaw State with the lead, 19 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And Panthers staying the momentum that the Owls had grabbed on their first few series of the night.
Look, it's not even the end of the first quarter, and we've got 21 points scored. We're heading to a shootout, but yeah, this FIU team, it's not made to come from behind, right? They're a run-first team, but they've been throwing it tonight, and they do have the preseason Conference USA Player of the Year in Kewan Jenkins. So this is 2 quarterbacks going at it.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Preston Thompson. He's a redshirt sophomore from Clewiston, Florida. And he gets a chance to get on the field because of special teams. He was trying to make the play on the return man. Kind of olayed on the tackle, and it looks like maybe injured his shoulder.
Yeah. Getting up, though. It's good.
So the plays have evened out now after a decided early advantage for Kennesaw State. They were demanding the football. They were commanding the situation. And
yeah.
And now FIU in one series kind of changes the feel of this game.
And that's the yards per play. That's exactly where Kennesaw State wants to be. They are an explosive offense, over 9 yards per play. See if they can keep it up.
Mariota is going to hand it off. It's a good run on first down. Chase Belcher, his first carry, a couple of years at Northern Arizona. Last year he was at West Georgia. He gets 12 on first down. And Kennesaw State on first down tonight has been very impressive.
Very efficient on first down.
It's the last play of the first. Vice night in Miami. Owls going for their 5th straight win. They have the lead after 15 minutes at Pit Bull Stadium. Amari Odom got the start again tonight. He's on your left, and he has been efficient running this Kennesaw State offense. Dexter Williams coming off the game of his life. Doesn't get the start, but you can see why they like Odom so much.
Yeah, it's the creativity, the willingness to extend plays, and just the explosiveness of him. Kennesaw State, they're on pace right now for 632 total yards. You see they're almost 100 yards passing on 4 completions.
He hasn't missed a pass yet, and that stays true as he gets it in the hands of Coleman Bennett out of the backfield. Look out! There goes Coleman Bennett, the running back. Goodbye touchdown. The product of Cardinal Gibbons High School in Fort Lauderdale. 76 yards off the catch.
Just completely catching FIU off guard. I mean, this is nothing but a little bootleg with their quarterback moving out to the right, a fake to Chase Belcher, and then Coleman Bennett gets really nice blocks down the field, and then he's gone. 6 foot, 210. Didn't know he had speed like that. Coaches talk about him like he's a grown man. That was grown man speed right there, Clay.
Well, he is the son of Donnell Bennett, who helped Miami win a national title back in '91, then went on to NFL career.
Please under further review.
Now they're going to see if Bennett stepped out of bounds.
Yeah,
and he may have, but that doesn't take away from an impressive display of speed.
He outran everyone. He's getting some water there. He's gassed. We'll see, but see if he stepped out in the pink spats.
Well, I don't know.
It's hard to tell. It was back a little bit more. I mean, look, he's got track speed almost. It's right here on this left one coming up. His left foot. Does the cleat hit out of bounds, or is his heel stood up? And if that's our only angle,
it'd be hard to overturn it.
It'd be hard to overturn it, but we were wrong on the catch. I mean, good blocking, though, by the receiver down the field, too.
Here's another angle, but I think that last one was our best angle. Let's see if this will uncover anything.
Right there, if he did or not.
Coleman Bennett played 3 years at Bucknell, was All-Patriot League, went to Rice last year, only carried the ball twice all season. What an addition he has been at Kennesaw State. This, if it stands, is a 76-yard touchdown reception. Be a career long for Bennett.
After review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown is upheld.
Man, this offense is working fast and it is working efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5 for 5 for Amari Odom, 175 yards. I mean, what else do you want? You are absolutely perfect. And it's just one of those things where right spot at the right time and taking full advantage of your opportunities.
(21-7). Just 12 seconds into the second quarter. Second year in the FBS for Kennesaw State, a team that went 2-10 last year. They bring in a new head coach. They had some key players out of the portal like Amari Odom, Coleman Bennett, even Dexter Williams, who, even though he isn't playing tonight, has been a big part of getting the wins up to this point. And this program has an entirely different feel here in 2025.
Yeah, it's because of the quarterbacks they brought in and plays like we just saw. We're going to draw this one up, and Coleman Bennett to the house. Just super impressive. You're just running a nice little action to the right, but I want you to watch at the top of your screen, Gabriel Binyard. He makes the touchdown block, and then Coleman Bennett to the house. And this FIU defense, they are reeling. They came into the game 11th in Conference USA in pass yards per game. Last game versus the best offense in Conference USA in Western Kentucky. Remind everyone, just 6 points allowed, and they held Maverick MacGyver, who is for all intents and purposes, the offensive player of the year to under 160 yards passing. Right now, Amari Odom in the first quarter and some change has 175 yards passing.
Going to bring it out of the end zone. And Fournette is not going to get to the 20-yard line. Stacked up and thrown back. FIU's offense has had one scoring drive after a couple of punts. 7-play, 65-yard drive in just over 3 minutes. They need to build off that.
Absolutely, and just knowing the progression of this program early year and how they've been playing the past few games is, we've said it, that they're not a team that wants to come from behind. They are not a quick strike offense. That's not who they want to be. They're a run-first offense. We'll see if they can answer here.
They're going to throw on first down this time out to the 25. It's Anderson again, who's been targeted several times. That's a pickup of 7. Now the Panthers lead Conference USA in time of possession, averaged 32.5 minutes. It was 34.5 minutes in that win at Western Kentucky as they played from in front, never trailed in that game. Right now they're down 2 touchdowns as Anderson goes in motion. Deep handoff up the middle, and Kennesaw State was ready for that, maybe a yard to set up 3rd down. Waha on the tackle of Owens.
And as the zone read, we saw Kewan Jenkins sort of palms up to the sideline saying, hey, he slid down the defensive end. He gives it, and then this Kennesaw State defense has done a really nice job so far defending the run, only giving up 13 rushing yards, sort of trying to make them throw it through the air. But, I mean, already a big 3rd and 2. You can't go 3 and out here, punt the football back to one of the most explosive offenses in the conference.
We'll end around, and that's going to be a first down carry for John Pierre. They're coming out their best 3rd down game of the year. Went 7 for 15 on 3rd down at Western Kentucky. That was a 3rd down they had to have. And they get 9 from John Pierre.
Yeah, this is a really unique offense, Clay. Watching the film, they put pressure on you by downhill running, bootlegs, and play action shot game. They are not just an under center or shotgun drop back team. And so when you get in a situation like this, even though there's a lot of game, you got to stick to the run. You got to stick to what got you here.
Jenkins has completed 5 straight passes now as Alex Perry makes the catch out across the 41. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
And if you're going to lean on the pass tonight, Alex Perry, he is their #1 guy that slants those goes. He's 6'5". He's a size and matchup nightmare for offenses. Other guys doing a good job up stepping around behind him, but if you're going to go with the pass, you got to get him involved more.
Good run. That'll move the sticks. Keyshawn Owens going back to Alex Perry. He was in a run and shoot offense in Hawaii before transferring into FIU and trying to fit into this offensive scheme. And we have another man down for the Panthers. Check that. This is a Kennesaw State Owl, Tylen Dunlap, down on his back. As they check on Dunlap, we step aside. Defensive tackle Tylen Dunlap helped off the field moments ago. The Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week after that blowout win of Louisiana Tech. Now, he's a big part of what this defense is all about for defensive coordinator Mark Mattioli. And they want to play fast and hit everything that moves. It's on their helmet. Yep. Hit everything that moves. And right there, Dunlap got hit. They hope he can return.
Yeah, he's their best leader, plays with great effort. Wonder if it opens up some running room in the middle for FIU.
First down and 10. Here's a good run like you talked about, Chase. Inside the 10, Caleb Offord gets to Keyshawn Owens before he can find the end zone. That is a run of 48 for Owens, and here's FIU knocking on the door. Hold on, a flag is down, and this could be coming back. Keyshawn Owens, he's arguing his case. There's Willie Simmons bracing for the news here. He's hoping this doesn't wipe out a long run.
What are they talking about? It's either a flag or it's not. We got a conference going on.
Keyshawn Owens had an 84-yard run in the last game against Western Kentucky. That one for 48. Is it going to hold?
There are multiple fouls, both on the offense. Personal foul, face mask, number 5. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. After the play is over, personal foul, offense. Number 78, blocking a player clearly out of bounds. That 15-yard penalty is also enforced. It will be first down.
2 personal fouls, one on Owens, and then Jaleel Davis, the left tackle.
Here's the face mask on the running back. He tries a stiff arm, but he gets his face mask and clearly pulls him down to the ground. Just trying to do his best impression of Derrick Henry, and his right hand grabs on his pinky, really. It's a strong pinky right there. Pulls him down to the ground. Willie Simmons not happy about it. They might have found something there in the middle with Tylen Dunlap out. Backup comes in, slants the wrong way, leaves his gap unassigned, and Keyshawn Owens with a really long run. See if they go back to it.
So after the penalties, it's just an 18-yard run instead of a 48, but FIU still on the plus side of the field with a first down. From the 36. Jenkins hands off again. And it's Owens to the 31, Caleb Offord. Cornerback from South Haven, Mississippi, makes the stop.
Back-to-back inside zone plays right where number 5 Tylen Dunlap would have been playing. Gets into a second and manageable. This is where this offense wants to be. The legs. Kewan Jenkins can come alive. Done this shift a couple times, starting shotgun, shift under center. Jet sweep.
And Kennesaw looked like they had it angled perfectly, but getting to the outside is John Pierre. He's able to get 5 out of that to set up a third down and manageable.
You gotta imagine they're gonna continue setting this play up where they shift back to a tight formation, maybe fake the jet sweep and do a bootleg. Keep that in mind as we continue on in this game. Down 14, 2-down territory, got the entire playbook open.
Ooh, slipping in the backfield and going down is Owens. And we'll see where they spot it. Where are they going to put this down? just short of the line to gain, so 4th down as Owens tripped up or slipped trying to pick up that 1st down.
And the running back coach on the sidelines hot right now with Keyshawn Owens. Is upset that he didn't get and hit the hole, but if I'm FIU, I'm definitely going for it on 4th down.
Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State calling a timeout. And we're going to step aside ahead of this big 4th down for the Panthers at home. Down 14.
This is the 3rd down play right here. Keyshawn Owens just needs a yard on 3rd and 1. Decides to cut it back. If he just gets up there, they get the 1st down. He falls. Now it's 4th down, and as he's walking back, the coaching staff clearly not happy, and Keyshawn Owens is saying, hey, calm down, but I mean, that could be a big play in this game as they go for it on 4th and 1.
And the window was open, and he went laterally instead of diving straight ahead. So 4th down, they're 9 of 15 on the year. That's 60%, a pretty good number. Owens is in the backfield. Will he get another chance? Looking for redemption. He's hit at the line. Ball. And Owens are down as Garland Benyard shoots in. The older brother.
Oh, they gave
Benyard.
it to
him.
him.
Did they give it to him?
That was close.
Oh, they gave him forward progress enough for the 1st down.
About as close to down the line as you're going to get.
Was that stretch out
I'm
there?
guessing the ball stretching out. Kennesaw State had a couple free runners. I wonder if they're going to challenge this spot. Because I would absolutely challenge this if I'm head coach Jerry Mack.
Boy, Garland Benyard, it looked like he made a great tackle to force a turnover on downs. Yeah, I think they're going to get a challenge here from Mack.
Kennesaw State is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner reached the line to gain. Play is under review.
Look where they're snapping the ball on this replay, and look where Keyshawn Owens gets to.
So you see where the ball is, and Cody Jones, the nickel, is going to come blitz off the side, off the edge. He doesn't even remotely get back to where the ball is snapped. The reach there is to the original line of scrimmage, so this should get overturned because it was a full yard. And you see head coach Jerry Mack there saying, hey, come on, guys. Like, he didn't even get to it, and the ref knows. He's laughing. He's like, I know. I got it.
Jerry Mack is going to turn 45 on Friday, coming down here to Miami, getting a win that gets him to 5 on the year in year number 1, and that would get them 1 win away from bowl eligibility. It would be the perfect birthday present, hoping that this is overturned. It was called a first down on the field. Been really impressed with Jerry Mack. You know, Brian Bohannon, the only coach that the Kennesaw State program ever knew. He was fired after last season's 2-10, first year in the FBS, and a lot of people were maybe surprised by that decision, but Jerry Mack seems to be the right man for this job.
After review, the ball carrier's right elbow is down with the ball at the 26.5-yard line. It is not enough for the line to gain. Turnover on downs, first down, Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State is not charged a timeout.
So with a 2-touchdown lead, the Owls get the football back.
Yeah, and you just got to go back to Keyshawn Owens on third down. Here's the play. If he just sticks his nose up there and gets vertical for a yard, instead he goes to the right. Coaching staff chews him out, and here's the fourth down with Cody Jones blitzing off the edge. This is a play that you will look at if Kennesaw State especially scores here as one of the key plays of the game.
First down from the 27-yard line. Amari Odom will sling it out. Davis Bryson, last year's starting quarterback for the Owls, makes the catch, and that's his first of the year. He led the comeback win against FIU last year in Kennesaw.
How about that? 5'9", 188.
After the 7-yard pickup, back to the ground, and Bennett. And he'll power ahead for a first down. Yeah, Davis Bryson, junior out of Woodbridge, Virginia. You know, a lot of times when a quarterback loses his job, you know, they look to transfer out, but he likes the program, kept his scholarship, learning a new position, and he loves Jerry Mack.
He had 10 total touchdowns last year in 11 games played, so anything you can do to help out the team, and slowing things down right here for Kennesaw State, getting into the right play. When they've done this, usually it's been a pass.
And right on cue, passing, throwing on the run, and hitting Ravar as he sits down at the 45-yard line. That's another 8-yard gain for these Owls.
And this is just good coaching, right? Everyone's on the same page, running up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go, almost like you have 2 plays called.
Good hole up the middle for Bennett, stays on his feet, hammers his way inside the 45. How about this offensive line for Kennesaw State? Not terribly deep up there, Chase, but it's been the same starting 5 for all 7 games this year.
Yeah, they're really connected group. Number 1 in Conference USA in sacks allowed. No pressure right here at all.
Odom down the middle of the field, and falling down was Bryson. So Odom was taking a shot. He hasn't had a lot of pressure in his face. It's a first incompletion for Amari Odom. The offensive line has kept him clean tonight. Second down and 10. Now Diggs, Alexander Diggs. Dig ahead, not much there. So third down for Kennesaw State. 7.5 to go here before halftime.
Not quite sure why they're slowing the tempo down right now. The last 3 drives, they've worn down FIU, and it seems they're getting the plays from the sideline, checking to see if it works. They've had a lot of success going fast. Here's sort of a check with me. Odom has the ability to check to a play that he deems fit.
Benyard goes through in motion. They hand off to Diggs. He's been the leading rusher tonight for the Owls. He is going to be stacked up, 4th down, just inside the 40. Now, field position, a big thing to think about when you're talking about Kennesaw State. Jerry Mack said once we cross the 50, it's likely 4-down territory. They don't have a lot of confidence in the kicking game right now.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm, Kennesaw State, I'm putting the ball in the hands of Odom. Can you throw it? Can you run it? Make something miss if something's not there. And if you're FIU, you have to get some type of pressure on Odom.
Rolling out, throws, and right on time to the 26. His favorite target, Gabriel Benyard, the quiet leader, a former running back who has found a home at wide receiver, and he's Odom's favorite target.
Yeah. Benyard has definitely been their #1 guy tonight. It's on a corner route.
First down, Odom ducking out of the pocket. And throws it into traffic. It's batted away, intended for Moss, but it was well covered by Josiah McGrew, and a couple of interceptions in that win over Western Kentucky.
If you're FIU right now, it's a very simple scheme. They allow their guys to play fast. They're doing some hockey subs to get that D-line fresh. You have to pin your ears back and at some point come after Amari Odom. You cannot let him continue to sit back there and dissect you, specifically here in field goal range, trying to knock him out.
Coming out of that pile, Kopic, Clayton Kopic on his way to the end zone. He gets there, but there's a flag down. A lot of misdirection in the backfield. Let's see if this is coming back. It appears that it might be.
What a nifty play. It's like a double reverse.
Holding, number 17, offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's on the tight end, Gerard Bullock, who is an excellent blocker, and he's kind of the guy who makes this offense go because of his ability to block, but he's called for the hold, and it wipes out the touchdown.
Yeah, just some trickery. Hand the ball off twice, you get the edge, and Gerard Bullock Jr., he is their elite blocker for them, and FIU catches a break.
Diggs and Belcher are the 2 running backs. 2nd down and 20 after the penalty. Belcher motions out. Odom throws, and that's behind the receiver, intended for Kopic. True freshman from Atlanta.
One of the rare bad throws. Quarterback moving to your left on the sprint out. They like to move the pocket with them. Nice job by FIU getting the edge and getting a hand in the face of Odom. If you're Amari Odom right here, it's okay to take an underneath completion. Get closer to field goal range. You don't have to get it all back, especially up 14.
And now more flags.
A lot of flags tonight, Clay.
Yeah. FIU had 10 in that game at Western Kentucky and still managed to win. This is going to go against Kennesaw State.
Delay a game. Defense. Number 19. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Nope, that is against FIU.
Yeah, and it looked like there was some movement up front from the defensive line. They were shifting, and sometimes when you get called for delay a game on defense, you are either saying hut or you are making quick movements to try and get the offensive line to jump off sides. That is clearly illegal. You cannot try and say hut or hike or anything like that. I'm guessing that's what it was.
So 3rd and 15 passing situation here for Odom, who hit his first 7 pass attempts. He's missed his last 3, but he's going to run it on the draw. He's going to get a big chunk of it back down to the 22, a gain of 10 before Johnny Chaney, his 5th year of college football, makes the stop. So 4th down, they get into field goal range for Britton Williams.
Yeah, smart play call right there. Takes the ball out of Odom's hands, throwing the football, getting into a 4th and manageable, and with a chance to go up 3 scores.
Britton Williams missed a couple of kicks week 1. It cost the Owls a win at Wake Forest. As long as 44, so this is within his range from 40 yards out. That one's on the money. And so Kennesaw State will settle for 3, but they add to the lead. It's 24-7.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Less than 2 months away from the College Football Playoff. Hard to believe.
Crazy.
UFC 321 Saturday in Abu Dhabi, highlighted by 2 title fights. Heavyweight, women's strawweight, belts on the line. Prelims begin at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. The main card at 2 Eastern. Buy it at ESPNplus.com/PPV. Look at that Vice U card.
You UFC guy? Mike Chandler's my guy. Went to the University of Missouri.
Yeah?
Could fight Conor McGregor at the White House lawn. Hope that happens.
Spell Abu Dhabi. Go ahead, you're on.
ABU space DHABI.
You were cheating on my
Did
paper.
I get it?
You were cheating off my paper. You were looking
I've been
over
to
my
Dubai
shoulder.
before. It's awesome.
Fair catch. This is the last drive for FIU. It stalled out. They turned it over on downs. This was a big run, 48 yards, but then the face mask penalty called against Keyshawn Owens. And then Owens had a 4th down carry that was right there for a first, wide open. He angled off and was stopped. They turn it over on downs on the next play.
That's going to be a key play in this game. You see here, punt, touchdowns. Second best drive of the game, 10 plays, 55 yards. Don't just dive forward and get that 3rd down.
That's Anthony Carey on the run. He's going to get 4 on 1st down for FIU, coming off the 10-play, 51-yard scoring drive for Kennesaw State, the 40-yard field goal by Williams. 4 straight drives now that Kennesaw State has scored. FIU's defense having a real problem slowing the Owls down, so it's incumbent upon FIU to get something done here on this drive.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is an important drive of the game.
The run straight ahead, pick up a 3. Juan Silas makes the tackle. Carey is dumped after 3 yards.
And I say it's an important drive of the game because there's 4 minutes and change left in the first half. You have to hold on to the football. You cannot, by any means, give this ball back to Kennesaw State because we've seen what they can do through the air. Fast-paced offense, they get chunk plays, and you can see FIU here slowing it down a lot. Big 3rd down right here, and then you get moving into your 2-minute offense.
Just saw defensive coordinator Mark Mattioli. Kennesaw State, number 2 scoring defense in the league. Little shovel pass. That's going to be a 1st down for McGuire Anderson, who's been very good tonight. Anderson is their leading rusher. That's his 4th catch. Play action. Jenkins, and incomplete into double coverage. It was intended for Kyle McNeil. Isaac Paul was there. So was Milan Jones, the free safety.
And they're just running a deep cross, and Milan Jones makes this play. He's going to come from the bottom of your screen and goes and knocks the ball loose right in the ribs. Number 9, Isaac Paul's in coverage, but you see right there, that's such a nice job by Milan Jones.
Jenkins over the middle. That is caught. Eric Nelson, his 5th catch of the year, and it's a 1st down. They haven't used him a lot this season, but he gets a baker's dozen into plus territory, and they'll move the sticks.
If I'm FIU, where in the world is my best receiver? Not on the field right now, Alex Perry. He's been their guy coming into the game, almost 20 catches, 2 touchdowns, 280 yards. He's by far their number 1 receiver. Transfer from Hawaii.
Play action, the lefty, Kewan Jenkins. He can run, steps up, and he'll get down after a 3-yard pickup. That's it.
And Perry coming back into the game. 2:27 right here. Left in the half. Smart to use as much as clock as possible. You're getting into field goal range. If I'm them, I'm not snapping it before the 2-minute timeout. No need. Get the right play. They might, though.
They do. Here's Keyshawn Owens, and nothing there. Short of the line of scrimmage, it'll be 3rd down after the 2-minute timeout. Well, I know you don't
What
like
are they
that
doing?
play call.
No.
2-minute timeout just ahead of halftime here in Miami. Zubin, thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of jobs open and a lot of big-time jobs this year in college football.
Virginia Tech, I mean, among a lot of them. Florida, the last one to fall, getting fired after a win. That's a new one.
3rd down and 7. Keyshawn Owens, good effort. Inside the 30. A run toward the corner. And he's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, but another flag.
Yeah, you're going to get holding on Kyle McNeil, the receiver, redshirt freshman.
There is no foul for offensive holding. Result of the play, a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
Hey. All right.
So Keyshawn Owens, who had a big play earlier in the half, wiped out, is going to be rewarded here.
Keyshawn Owens to the house.
43-yard touchdown run.
Here's the nice juke. Missed one tackle. You're not going to get me in open space, and then the potential hold right there after he's gone. I think one official maybe talked the other official out of it. We've seen a lot of laundry on the field. That's where it was thrown. Looking at Kyle McNeil, but touchdown.
Up until that run, Kennesaw State had pretty much kept Owens in check. Now closing in on 100 yards. It's his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. He plays 75 yards. Week 8, NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. They're going to have all the early breaking stories, updates, previews right up to kickoff. Last month, T.Y. Hilton became first football player inducted in the FIU Athletics Hall of Fame. Jonnu Smith was an excellent tight end here. There's the great Colts legend, played a decade in Indianapolis, won with Dallas, goes into the Hall of Fame. Some big names have come out of here in recent years.
T.Y. Hilton's about the best human being that you'll ever meet. I mean, just a stand-up guy.
Boy, that was a must-have scoring drive here on Vice Night at Pitbull Stadium.
All these guys with their shirts off, they're having fun.
Pitbull Stadium, named after the rapper. He's a Miami native. He's in Australia tonight, so we're not going to get a sighting of the Pit.
He's not going to be here tonight.
No.
Did you call him the Pit?
Yeah, just a nickname for the Pitbull. Look out, here goes Cody Jones. More flags. And he's corralled at the 27-yard line. He bought the naming rights last year. If you had his kind of money, you could buy the naming rights to this.
I could. South Dade Kia Field at Pitbull Stadium.
That's right.
I just wish he would have had a halftime performance.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 21, return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's been a good night for Amari Odom. You know, you talked about the rust after not playing in 24 days. What would we see from him tonight? It's been a really good first down.
Extremely efficient, throwing the football, almost 200 yards passing. Got a rushing touchdown and a throwing touchdown. The deep ball accuracy, I think, has surprised me the most in person. The mid-range throws, and just been extremely gifted throwing the football, and then this long one down the field as well.
That should have been caught by Moss. He had a slow start to the year. Kind of got it together the last few games. He's a key target on the outside. Should have had that one.
Kennesaw State has 2 timeouts here. Plenty of time with this fast-paced offense. Got to throw things past the sticks or out of bounds for the clock to stop here in college.
This is drive number 6 for the Owls as Diggs is cut down from behind at the 22 by Chaney. He'll get 7, bring up 3rd down. We're going to get a timeout.
Yeah, smart timeout there for FIU. on a big third down coming up here, 3rd and 3. Make sure his defensive line, Willie Simmons' defensive line, is nice and rested. Just making sure they get the right defense called, and you got to expect a run pass option. You got to make sure your edges, Kenton Simmons, number 25, number 44, Keegan Davis, they stay home. And if you're Johnny Chaney Jr., who's in your 30th start, number 0, you are the leader of that defense. Go and make a play somewhere.
Owls up 10, 3rd down and 3. Odom off his back foot, got it to Diggs, nice catch. But he is going to be dropped for a loss. Mr. Clark, how do you do? He leads Conference USA in passes defended, 4th in the nation in that category. Couldn't have played that any better.
Yeah, might be the best name I've ever seen and heard. But the closing speed here gets him outside of the pocket and then tackles him right at the line of scrimmage and a little bit for a loss. And if you're FIU, you still got a timeout, 1:23. This game has changed drastically in the last 5 minutes. Kennesaw State seemingly running away with it early.
There's Joe Van DeWitt, the defensive coordinator behind that pillar. He was retained from the last coaching staff by Willie Simmons. He's a guy who turned down a job at NASA 25 years ago to get into coaching and doesn't regret it one day. That was muffed, excuse me, shanked, I should say, by Hewitt. And it's off the side of his foot. Great field position here now for FIU as this changes the entire dynamic of the last 117.
Yeah, not a great last 2 to 3 minutes from Kennesaw State defensively, giving up that long run. Offensively, going 3 and out, and then special teams. So all 3 phases play into it. And now they're getting the play. They're getting the ball at the 35-yard line. And the ball literally just goes straight off the foot of the punter. Good drop to it, and it just, I mean, it goes straight right. You're in no hurry here to score.
First down from the 35. Jenkins throws, another flag. Appeared to be caught. Alex Perry, did he get it? Are they going to call that a catch? No. And now we'll see what the flag's about. Perry's upset.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
I got to wonder here, Chase, if we're ever going to get to halftime.
Yeah, come on, let our guys play. I mean, it's a Tuesday night for the refs too, but my goodness gracious. And here's the lineman down the field. You finally get Alex Perry involved in the pass game. The line of scrimmage is the 35, and this is, I mean, all 3 guys are 4 to 5 yards down the field. That's what you get on these RPOs. It was an RPO, it can run, it can pass, and they're just taught, hey, sort of stay at the line of scrimmage on these run pass options, but surprised it didn't get called more.
Back it up 5, down at the 40, 1st down at 15. Handoff. And it's quickly covered up. Maybe a yard for Devontae Lyons. And clock running. FIU has 1 timeout remaining. And they don't seem to have a real sense of urgency right now. Pressure coming off the edge. Jenkins dumps it off short, and that's dropped. In and out of the hands of Devontae Lyons, and it'll be 3rd down.
Be 3rd and long. Got to have this catch from Devontae Lyons right off his hands. You get pressure up the middle, and you're actually going to be able to get out of bounds and save your last timeout.
Prior to the ball being spotted for play, timeout on the field for an injury to the defense.
Kennesaw State player down. Carlin Benyard, such a key man at weak side linebacker for these Owls on defense.
Hoping he's all right. He is their most athletic, instinctive linebacker, but pair him with Tylen Dunlap. Those are the 2 best players on Kennesaw State's defense that could potentially still be out. And that opens up the run game quite a bit when you're losing 2 starters.
You see Gabriel and Garland. One's on offense, one's on defense. Garland is older by a minute or 2. When you're kids, that's to your advantage to be older. The older you get, that's no longer the advantage play.
Yeah, Gabriel on the left looks a lot taller for being twins, doesn't he?
Yeah. But they both had an impact on this game tonight, too.
Yeah. And then an undermanned Kennesaw State defense right here. But if I'm Kennesaw State, 2 timeouts left. If they throw it or put the ball on the ground and complete it down, I'm banging a timeout right there to try and get the football back, especially if you're not in field goal range.
Anthony Carey, the former Yellow Jacket from Georgia Tech, in the backfield. Anderson goes in motion. On 3rd and 14, Jenkins uncomfortable in the pocket, lets it go. It's bobbled again and dropped. Couple of drops on this series, this time by McGuire Anderson, and it's 4th down.
A huge drop. I mean, what a nice play by Jenkins, just extending the football play and finding McGuire Anderson, who has sure hands. He's their slot receiver. You move up down the field, and actually lucky this doesn't get intercepted because it falls into the defensive back's hands and it hits your back-to-back plays. And that's sort of been the story, Clay, of the year for this FIU receiver group. They lose their top 2 guys to Georgia Tech, and there's been really no receivers step up and help their quarterback, who was preseason conference player of the year.
See how Kennesaw State plays this with a couple of timeouts to work with. They're going to have just under 30 seconds left. They're caught at the 4-yard line. So 27 seconds left. And how do you approach this if you're Willie Simmons? Are you happy to go in to the locker room down? How do you approach this if you're Jerry Mack, I should say?
Yeah.
Are you happy to go in ahead 10? Or do you take a shot here with the Amari Odom, who's had a really good first half?
Well, with how the last 5 minutes have gone, you're definitely happy to have the lead. Usually in situations like these, you're going to try to pop a run right up the middle, and if that one hits and there's a big gain, then you call a timeout. You don't really want to throw it. They're going to be deep safeties. You're going to see how they do this. Usually it's a run. If they pop it, call a timeout.
Chase Belcher.
That should do it. I wouldn't snap it again.
Yep, they're not going to.
Kennesaw State with some early blows, right? FIU withstands it. Does a really nice job scoring some points there at the end of half to make this competitive.
Kennesaw State scores on 4 straight possessions in the first half. That's the difference in the game right now. Passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown for Odom. And it's 24-14 at the half. Now we send you to Zubin Mehedi and Trevor Matich in the studio.
The 2025 Conference USA Volleyball Championship is headed to Miami. November 3rd, hosted by FIU. The top 8 teams in CSA will battle it out for a conference.
Education, Architecture, and Arts is proud to introduce the Worthock FIU Marching Band. Tonight's show features hits from J-Lo and Let's Get Loud, Sayus Idas with Caraval, Conga by Gloria Stefan, Rhythm is Gonna Get You by Gloria Stefan and the Miami Sound Machine, and Danza Kura by Don Omar is the Sando. And now, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy the sights and sounds of the pride of Florida University. It's your Worthock FIU Marching Band. excitement is DJ Young guy hanging out the field right now. We've got the field goal challenge, the Vice Night field goal challenge. I've got 5 contestants behind me, and as you can see, what Rory has in his hand is a $500 check. This is a 30-yard field goal. 5 contestants. All right, contestant number 1, you know what's on now. $500, 30 yards. Are you ready? Trey, get your stretch out.
Weekday CUSA back in Miami. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Ram Trucks. Let's look at South Beach. That's where Chase is going to be hanging out later on.
Some good Latin food.
Kennesaw State
Leche.
going for a 5th straight win on Vice Night here in Miami, and the Owls have had FIU in the Vice.
We're not in the
since
jerseys.
the second series. No, we're not. He's Chase Daniel, former Missouri All-American. I'm Clay Matvick. Great to have you with us here tonight. Quarterback Amari Odom for the Owls, 229 yards of offense in the first half, rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown. I mean, he looked really good.
Yeah.
FIU, despite some mistakes, despite some penalties, they had 6 in all. They're in this game only down 10, and they start with the football.
Yeah, the story to have for me is Amari Odom and what he's been able to do, no doubt about it, and just the poise that he's shown. But at the end of the day, this game, Clay, is going to come down to turnovers. No team has taken the ball away. If you're a team, either FIU or Kennesaw State, and you can get a takeaway in a game like this, I think that's going to go a long way in deciding who the winner is tonight.
And the Panthers are going to start at the 25-yard line as we cut to the chase with Chase Daniel, the former Missouri quarterback.
Look at that. That's
and we're
awesome.
going back in time.
Yeah,
That's
we are.
pre-Miami Vice days.
Yeah, and look, we got Gabriel Bernard right here on a post route. He's going to get leverage. There's no safeties deep. This has sort of been the story of the game tonight. Like we were saying for Amari Odom, steps up in the pocket, and then Bernard does not get a touchdown, but is really close. Just the schematics of everything that offensive coordinator Mitch Mettello is able to do tonight has been on point. Odom over 200 yards passing already.
Keyshawn Owens just trying to get on track tonight. He's been kept in check in that FIU rushing attack. He did have a touchdown in the first half, the reigning CUSA Offensive Player of the Week, but held to 75 yards. And, you know, there was a mistake a time or two. One was his own mistake, a penalty on a face mask that wiped out a big play that would have had them first down and goal inside the 10. Kewan Jenkins, he's going to slide down just short of the 30. So this will be 3rd down and fairly long on this opening series for FIU.
And for not starting so fast, running the football, 5 guys have carried it for 120 yards on the ground, so they're starting to get this run game going. Something I'm going to be looking out for in the second half is Kennesaw State, without defensive tackle Tylen Dunlap and without linebacker Garland Bernard, so something to watch for if they can continue to get this run game going. And another big 3rd down here for FIU. Don't want to go 3 and out.
Comebacker. And it's going to be close to a first down. Indeed it is. As that was caught by Alex Perry. Gain of 7 for Perry. His 4th catch tonight. Kewan Jenkins. His nickname is Lights Out. Earned that at Miami Central High School. Won 3 state titles, was the Florida Player of the Year twice. Hoping to be lights out here in the second half, and he connects. Down to the 45 of Kennesaw State. Great play, Kyle McNeil.
Now this is a really nice play by Kyle McNeil. You're going to see him in the middle of the screen. We're going to pump fake it, go up there. He stops, he goes up the seam and goes up and gets it over the linebacker Barron Hobson. Playing a lot of 2-high safety. Look, when you're playing a lot of 2-high safety, middle of the field is usually where you want to attack. See if they can keep that up.
That's 18 for McNeil as Jenkins goes under center. Snap from Julius Pierce, dropping back. Jenkins has time, getting some heat from the backside, and it's underthrown, almost intercepted twice by Caleb Offord. One of the best in the conference in defending passes in the secondary, and he's going to be thinking about that later tonight.
They're trying to set up play action. They get under center here, and it affected the throw with him getting hit. Just throws it up. I was not thinking that Jenkins was going to let that go. You can see 3 defenders, and then Caleb Offord, that's his 9th pass breakup of the year. One of the best in the country, as you mentioned, Clay. That is going to be something that maybe come back to haunt you. You gotta catch those.
That lick on Jenkins was laid by Westmoreland. And now we have 2 more penalty flags.
Too many men on the field, trying to substitute late, running off. Nice awareness by Jenkins, snapping the ball fast, seeing that they had an extra defender on the field. And yet another flag.
Yeah, we had 10 total penalties in the first half.
There are multiple fouls.
Of course there
are. Legal substitution. More than 11 players on the field. Defense. Penalty is declined. Offside. Number 8. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
8 penalties now against FIU. Continue to be their own worst enemy at times. Anthony Carey is in the backfield now, and a rushing touchdown in the first half for the Panthers. Give up the middle to Carey, and he's going to dive across the 40 to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and medium. Hobson gets credit on that stop. 3rd down tonight for FIU's pretty good. They're 5 of 9. Mark Mattioli hoping to get his defense off the field here. First test of the second half.
They did a good job of staying in 3rd and manageable, staying ahead of the sticks on 1st and 2nd down. They've ran it sometimes on 3rd down as well.
Boy, Simmons wants a timeout for FIU. So it hasn't been a great night for the Panthers, but they're only down 10 and they're driving. Week 8 Monday Night Football. Jake Daniels and the Commanders in Kansas City to square off against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN. Peyton and Eli back on ESPN2.
Hey, that's me.
You were with the Chiefs once upon a time.
Yeah. First 3 years of Andy Reid coaching.
You learned a lot from that man. I've heard you talk about him many times
I'll tell you what, the
the
Chiefs.
last couple months.
If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet for the Chiefs to get back to the Super Bowl. They look unbelievable, Clay. That offense with Patrick Mahomes, they got all 3 of their receivers back. They're rolling.
How about the Lions defense last night against Baker and the Bucs?
Kelvin Shepard. That was
It's a fun game to
a
watch.
master class right there.
All right, so 3rd down and 5. Kewan Jenkins for FIU. Big first down to McGuire Anderson. That's his 5th catch tonight. A much-needed move of the chains for the Panthers.
Yeah, and when you watch it more, Clay, McGuire Anderson, he is the slot guy. He's their leading receiver. 5 catches, over 40 yards, and they're almost double teaming number 4, Alex Perry, on the other side of the field. So it's a nice little option route. Go up there, turn left. They're working the middle of the field versus this too high safety look. That's probably why we're seeing Alex Perry not have a big night. Remember, they've done this shift twice now, and they've jet sweeped it.
This time it's a handoff straight up the middle. And Anthony Carey gets it to the 27, a gain of 6.
And talking to Willie Simmons, that's exactly what he wants his offense to be. Hey, same formation, same shift, 3 separate plays. Because when you go in 3s for the defense, it makes your head spin. A run, a pass, an RPO. We saw it there. You got to imagine a pass is coming off that later in the game.
Second and 4. Jenkins, another throw, another first down. This time to the 10-yard line, Ross Fournay. That's 8 yards, and this offense is starting to find some momentum.
RPO, stick the ball into the belly, tight window throw, and McGuire Anderson already. Another catch. Came into the game with 11 catches on the season. 35 tonight.
This will be play number 10 of the drive. Started at the 25-yard line of FIU. 1st and 10 from the 20. Ball loose on the ground. Diving for it. Several bodies. Who's got it? We have not had a turnover tonight for either side. And FIU is going to retain possession. That was a near disaster for the Panthers.
Yeah, it looked like the snap just sort of floated in the air. Hits the running back. It's a soft snap. And that thing hit Owens in the shoulders. He's going, or maybe Carey, excuse me, as he's going to protect. Catch a break there by getting on the ball.
Second and 15 from the 25. Keyshawn Owens over 100 yards rushing. Get it back to the 21. Check that. That's Carey. 5 and the 6. A little hard to discern here tonight. Gain of 4 for Anthony Carey. And now he'll come off the field for Owens.
It's the first time tonight on this drive, and really the first of the second half for FIU, that we've seen Kennesaw State defensively pressuring, a lot of internal pressure, meaning through the A and B gap, and that's to account for the loss of Tylen Dunlap. Has his shoulder pads on, but doesn't have his helmet on. This is a big loss, and that's why FIU is able to run the football down the middle of this defense.
Kewan Jenkins, and another one that probably should have been caught, as Ross Fournay can't reel it in, and it'll be 4th down.
Multiple drops for FIU receivers tonight. Story of the year for them. Jenkins puts it in a good area, also gets they missed that. Hand to the helmet of Jenkins.
You and I were talking about
not do that.
Lack of passing efficiency and the lack of passing touchdowns at times. I mean, they're tied for last in the country with just 3 passing touchdowns all year, and it's starting to become clear why. We've seen a lot of drops, some poor run routes here tonight too from the wide receivers.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Noah Grant gets set for this field goal attempt, a flag.
Another flag.
Ball start, number 51, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Zaire Flournoy with the penalty. It's the 8th against FIU tonight. So now they back this up. This would be a 43-yard attempt. Noah Grant filling in for Robert Soremcha, who's still out with a groin injury. 4 for 4 at Western Kentucky on field goal attempts. Hit one from 51. So this is within his range. And he's got it. So FIU stalls out. Drive was looking good there for a while. They're going to have to settle for 3, but they are in this game. It's a 1-score difference here in Miami.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
A 13-play, 7-minute drive to open up the half for FIU. A penalty undermined the ultimate success of that drive because they had to settle for 3. But FIU has now scored 10 unanswered. It's down a touchdown.
Yeah.
Under 8 to go here in the third quarter.
Absolutely. And look, 7 minutes and 57 seconds left in the third quarter, and Kennesaw State just now getting the football. This is what FIU wanted to do coming into the game, but weren't able to do it in the first half, and that is keep the football, control the tempo of the football game, and keep the ball out of Kennesaw State's offense because they knew they could score.
And with Grant to kick it off. Cody Jones has been the return man deep tonight for the Owls. He's going to field this on the run inside the 10. Comes to the 15, and he is cut off and dumped. And guess what? A flag in from the secondary.
This might be the most flag gamed in weekday Conference USA history.
During the return, holding, number 19, return team. Penalty is enforced, half the distance to the goal line, from the end of the run, first down.
It's Elijah Harper with the hold. So, with a win and a loss here tonight, how things will change for Kennesaw State and for FIU. With the loss, Kennesaw State's chances to get to 6 or more wins and become bowl eligible in just year 2 in the FBS, not such a drop. It's dramatic, though, for FIU, the difference between a win and a loss tonight.
Yeah, the schedule coming up for FIU is sort of unforgivable. You can't really drop to 3 and 4 and expect to get there. A few weeks left in the season.
Amari Odom was terrific at quarterback in the first half. His first chance to run this offense here in the third quarter. And Lyndon Ravar makes the catch. Quickly wrapped up by Mr. Clark. Gain of 5. Amari Odom getting the start over Dexter Williams, the redshirt senior from Macon, Georgia, who was absolutely outstanding the last time that Kennesaw State played. Smashed Louisiana Tech 35-7. Williams had 4 touchdown passes, almost 300 yards through the air. Jerry Mack and the offensive coordinator Mitch Militello went back to Odom, and they haven't been disappointed. That's high, intended for Davis Bryson. That was a long throw. It shows you the arm strength of Odom, but it was too tall, and it's incomplete.
FIU finally finding ways to get pressure on Amari Odom, bringing the pressure off the right side. Running back Diggs does a nice job going over there, and it's just a long throw, and haven't really seen the tempo, Clay, that the first quarter showed. Even in the second quarter, this is their first drive of the second half. Would love not to go 3 and out.
Odom's going to keep it. Burst for the outside. Nice spin move, and he's going to make this close. FIU thinks they've stopped him, and it looks like they have. Victor Evans, the cornerback, steps up to make the stop, and it will be 3 and out. That was a huge defensive stop for FIU.
Big time play from FIU. Just going to run quarterback ISO. Try to go there. Does a nifty spin. Have the running back leading up. Spins out of 1. And Victor Evans, the third, finishes it off. 3 and out.
It's going to be good field position for the Panthers. Saquon Jean-Pierre backpedaling. And he called for the fair catch. Wasn't going to be as good a field position as he had hoped. On the campus of FIU in Miami on Vice Night. Panthers have it back down 7. Kennesaw State with a chance to move to 3-0 in Conference USA, atop the league with Jacksonville State with a win tonight. FIU trying to get over 500 in league play and overall. One other game in the league tonight, Western Kentucky at Louisiana Tech. It's 20-14 Hilltoppers in the third quarter. It's going to be interesting to see how Western responded tonight after getting manhandled by FIU in the last time.
Yeah, La Tech's a good team too.
Handoff. And to the 31-yard line, that's a pickup of 5 for Keyshawn Owens. The win tonight, by the way, Western Kentucky is bowl eligible for their 7th straight year under Tyson Helton.
Wow. Pretty nice. Just going back to Kennesaw State defensively, we've said it a couple times. Tylen Dunlap, number 5, 7. Garland Binyard is out. Those are their top 2 playmakers on defense in the middle of the field, continually running the football right at them.
2nd and 5, another run up the middle. Sneaking through the hole. And out to midfield is Keyshawn Owens, finally wrestled down by Isaac Paul. But that's a rip of 19 yards and a first down.
Nice job getting skinny, fitting through this hole right here. Nice cut back in the vision. And they're going fast as well. Handing it to them, giving Kennesaw State a little taste of their own medicine.
We talked about it before. Nick Coleman, the offensive coordinator, Willie Simmons, both said this, you know, we need to be patient with the run. The run game has been dominant, and it has helped them dominate time of possession. Look at that, 24-28 to 14-50. And, you know, just that 3 and out here in the second half for the Kennesaw State offense. Otherwise, FIU has put that Owls offense in the deep freeze.
Yeah, and there's 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
That's complete. And it's going to be close to another first down as Perry hauls it in.
Just moving the chains, and like I said, there's 4 minutes and some change left in the third quarter. Kennesaw State's had 3 plays. Right, this is how FIU wins. This is what they do to people. They wear you down. 29 carries, 160 yards rushing after 5 straight throws to start the game. Set up the run through the pass. Sort of having their way with their interior defensive line of Kennesaw State right now.
Jenkins looks right, comes back left in the hands of Eric Nelson. He's slippery. Gets to the 25-yard line. Another first down. These Panthers have come alive in the second half. It's a gain of 14 yards. And now another defender is down for Kennesaw State. It's Adam Watkins, the nose tackle. And you talked about the run stoppers already out of this ball game tonight for Kennesaw State.
And Adam Watkins is a starter up front. So they're going to lose their nose guard if he can't come back in the game. Adam Watkins, and also without Dunlap, it's a huge deal. They don't have a lot of depth in that defensive line area. See 97 Watkins diving, and hope he's all right.
There's a player down for FIU, too, we're trying to identify. I think you mentioned it earlier this month. You know, these midweek games, for some reason, we see more injuries. Than on the weekends. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, maybe it just feels that way, but perhaps there's something to it. Because of, you know, the scheduling. It's just a little bit different schedule that you have to get used to as far as body recovery time and such.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a player, you're out there, and I remember in the NFL on short weeks on Thursdays, everyone used to hate playing on Thursdays because your body couldn't recover. Now, you know, some of these guys, they have multiple weeks off, but it's just still, it's weird. These guys, it's 9:42 p.m. on the East Coast. These guys have to go to school tomorrow if you're Kennesaw State.
Julius Pierce, the center for FIU, did make it off the field. Now Jaheim Buchanan is snapping. And they stay with the run game. It's what's working. And that is a good run for Anthony Carey. I mean, he has been a great compliment to Keyshawn Owens here tonight.
FIU's doing any and everything that they want with 2 starters on that defensive line out. Continually running the football, no need to go fast right here, and just got to give credit to head coach Willie Simmons, who is the offensive play caller. He's stuck with his guns, and he's said, hey, we are a running team, we're going to continue running.
2nd and 2, ball is tipped, a fluttering duck, and that is going to be incomplete, I believe, and another flag down in the backfield.
I think you might get roughing the passer here on Baron Hobson as he's coming in on the quarterback with both hands coming down.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 44, defense, hit to the head of the quarterback. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line, automatic first down.
Wow, it's a big penalty. Baron Hobson, they call him B-Hop. And a little too aggressive there, and now FIU right on the doorstep.
And he comes down with both hands on Jenkins' head. Can't do that. It's another penalty right now. I can't believe this is 1-score game and FIU's driving to make it a tie game.
FIU desperately needing to finish this drive with a touchdown. The last series they had to settle for 3. And there's Baron Hobson slowing Keyshawn Owens down. No gain.
FIU's had the ball the entire quarter, Clay. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, counting down. Kennesaw State's had the ball 3 snaps.
How do you stop Amari Odom when they're talking about that at halftime? Well, the answer is just simple. We don't give it back to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're in no rush right here either. I mean, they're taking their time. They're bleeding the play clock down. This is FIU Panther football.
They fake the handoff. Jenkins looking for a throw, and receiver stopped running. I think there was some miscommunication there or some uncertainty for McGuire Anderson. He slowed down, stopped running. Jenkins was thinking he was going to continue on to the pylon. So it's 3rd down and goal.
Smart throwaway there by Jenkins. Under center play action off that shift they've done to a tight formation. Big 3rd down right here if you're Kennesaw State defensively. Got to get a turnover. They have created 4 turnovers in the last 2 weeks. 5 on the season, so they've been really good as of late. Just can't let them get into the end zone.
3rd down and goal. Jenkins flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to run, and he's going to dive down at the 5, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So what do? Do you bring out the field goal unit, settle for 3 again, or do you roll the dice and try to get 6?
Well, Willie Simmons is trying to decide, but if I'm Willie, I'm going to have to kick it right there. You have 2 good drives. You've had the ball for the entire 3rd quarter. You don't want to come up empty-handed.
Yeah.
That would sort of be a detriment to the sideline. You got a really good momentum here. You're playing at home. Take the points.
Kennesaw State bending but not breaking. This will be a 23-yard chip shot for Noah Grant, who's 1 for 1 tonight. No, he missed it. Pushed it to the right. Noah Grant, who was so good at Western Kentucky, 4 for 4 and helping the Panthers pull that upset, misses an easy or supposedly easy field goal attempt, and it stays a 7-point game. Let's check the operation here. How was the snap? How was the hold?
Looks clean to me. Holds down, laces her out, spins the ball, just pushes it right. Noah Grant, talking to Willie Simmons, felt really comfortable with kicker Noah Grant, who went 4 for 4, as you mentioned last week, kicked in 1 college game before tonight. And he's like, he missed it. No.
Boy, that's deflating. 10 plays, 68 yards, took over 5 minutes off the clock. Another long drive, but they can't pay it off with points. So now Odom and Kennesaw State will try to get the offensive rhythm back.
Yeah, get back to tempo. Get back to what you're doing offensively. Your quarterback feels really comfortable with it.
Odom carries there for a couple of yards.
Just not what we've seen. We got a whole quarter to play and plenty of time left. Looks like Odom is going down right now. Looked like he got a stinger as he got hit on his right shoulder. This would be a huge loss.
Yeah, it would, but they also have Dexter Williams on the sideline, and Williams is coming off the best game of his career, and I'm sure he would love to have an opportunity, but Kennesaw State worried about their starting quarterback Amari Odom right now with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter.
See, feeling the right shoulder right there. We're going to see the tackle, but you know, if you're the coaching staff, you're not as scared to run Odom because you do have a really good backup quarterback. And Dexter Williams looks like he just lands on it awkwardly, gets up fine, tries to, even calls the play in the huddle and just lands directly on the shoulder. But if you're Dexter Williams, right, it's one of those things where you feel comfortable with him.
We do not know what the injury was to Odom after the Middle Tennessee State game. It was never disclosed, so that's also something that could be factoring in here as Odom goes to the sideline, and so Williams will come out ahead of their 2nd and 7. Coaches are confident in Dexter. He had some poise in the pocket issues from time to time in the first half of the season. Lost the job to Odom. He hands off to Belcher here, who runs for a first down across the 30-yard line. So this is how the quarterback situation has played out for Kennesaw State. Williams started the year and then gave way to Odom in week 3. Look at Williams. Wide open receiver. It's caught. Christian Moss in free flight. Goodbye touchdown. Dexter Williams comes in and on the second play throws a 70-yard touchdown pass to Moss.
That's one way to do it, but you're going to see Moss is wide open because Ashton Levels, number 1, just falls down. I'm not sure if it's cramping. I'm not sure what happens. It's just a clear go ball. Watch right here. There's Ashton Levels. And he's going to be right here at the top of your screen. A hitch and go. He jumps down and it doesn't get back up. And that looked bad. I hope he's all right.
Christian Moss, a Kennesaw native. Redshirt senior. '70-yard touchdown reception. That's a career-long touchdown pass for Williams, who continues to do video game type things when he gets opportunities.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, truly, like, you're Dexter Williams and all smiles on the sideline. Hey, I mean, it tells you what coaches think about your backup quarterback. Second play in, Clay, you're throwing double move, pump it, play action. You're letting this guy throw it. And Dexter Williams is much more of a pocket passer, too, than Amari Odom.
Now their secondary for FIU came in playing at such a high level. Josiah McGrew is named the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week. Mr. Clark has been excellent. But, you know, this secondary tonight has had some holes in it, and that was a busted play, maybe because of injury to Ashton Levels, even though he's walking off the field under his own power. But him falling down leads to a touchdown play of 70 yards for Christian Moss, and now Kennesaw State extra point away from making this 31-17 late in the third.
Yeah, and look, Dexter Williams pretty much, for all intents and purposes, gets benched after throwing 4 touchdowns. Comes in and says, hey, how you like this stat line? 1 for 1, 70 yards and a touchdown. Let him throw it deep. Ashton Levels is not able to put much in the corner who fell down, if any, weight on his left ankle as he's walking off. Doesn't look good.
Back to a 14-point game. All right, so now that we have time, let's remind you of this quarterback situation for Kennesaw State this year. Williams won the job in training camp. Odom got a chance in relief at Indiana, that lopsided loss, but he opened some eyes and then got the start against Merrimack. Started 3 in a row and then was hurt against Middle Tennessee State. Williams had a beautiful performance as he comes back to start against Louisiana Tech. And now tonight it's Williams in relief of Odom here in the second half.
Yeah, and if you're Williams, right, the mindset is, hey, I'm a starter too. I know what I'm capable of. I'm a little bit different of a player than Amari Odom, but you brought me in here to win. I won the starting job out of training camp. And just to give you a little bit of insight into the man that Dexter Williams is, he's on the leadership council, which means he is one of the leaders of the team. Coach Jerry Mack goes to him and asks for advice on certain things, and showing a lot of trust in their backup quarterback. Really, they feel like they have 2 starters.
He's played a lot of football. 4 years at Indiana, spent last year at Georgia Southern. And FIU is going to get it back at the 25. FIU has had the ball for the lion's share of the third quarter. They have run 23 plays here in the quarter, racked up 117 yards in just over 12 minutes, but only have 3 points to show for it. That's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kennesaw State has 5 plays, and they have a touchdown to show for it. And that's sort of what the game has been to, and that's FIU not being able to finish drives. We said it earlier, 6 for 6 last week in the red zone. 2 touchdowns, 4 field goals, a missed field goal right there. It's a pretty big drive coming up for FIU.
Anthony Carey is going to get this carry. And it might be the last play of the third quarter. As he gets 4, and it'll be second down when we come back to Miami. 31-17, Kennesaw State going into the fourth quarter with a glorious opportunity to run that winning streak to 5 games. These teams love weekday CUSA. It's good exposure, good for recruiting, and right now the Owls are winning this battle here in Miami tonight. Here's the third quarter in a nutshell. FIU, after a nice drive, missed a chip shot field goal. Noah Grant pushed it to the right. Then it looked bleak for the Owls as Amari Odom, the starting quarterback, goes down with an injury. But 2 plays later, Dexter Williamson says, hey man, I got your back. Touchdown pass to Moss. Time of possession, all FIU in the third quarter, but it is Kennesaw State extending the lead to 31-17. Another flag on a flag-filled night. First play of the fourth quarter draws laundry as Jackson Verdugo, the senior tight end, makes that catch. 16-yard gain, but we'll see if this is coming back.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 51, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So lineman downfield again. I believe that's the second time he's been called for being downfield. Look at that, 12 and a half minutes time of possession. Just 3 points for FIU in the third.
Exactly what Coach Simmons told us last week. Finishing drives in Western Kentucky has not gone well. Second penalty, illegal man downfield. These RPOs got to stay settled within 1 or 2 yards of the line of scrimmage on these run pass options.
Second down and 11. Jenkins throws, and that's incomplete. Jenkins 16 for 26 now. Alex Perry, the intended man. We talked about it before. This is an offense not suited to come from behind, and being down 2 scores here in the fourth quarter, not a good look for FIU.
No, and at some point you gotta hustle up on tempo. It was working when it was a 1-score game. Now 2-score game, just something that they're really not made to do. They try to get the right play call at the right time. We saw them a little bit with this tempo, but it's not something they major in at all.
The run is their bread and butter. So he's dropped off short on third down and long, and well short of the first down. Yardage needed is Keyshawn Owens. He'll get 5, but not nearly enough as Taiwan Christopher, redshirt freshman linebacker, makes the stop. And the punting unit slow to make its way onto the field, but it does.
Something we've seen here in the second half, and really the whole game, is the aggressiveness, swarming to the football. Something that they preach defensively. Good job right there, not letting the football get over anyone's head. And another punt.
Fourth punt tonight for Trey Wilhoit, senior out of Tallahassee. This is going to bounce at the 35. Benyard fields it, and he's immediately smothered. 13:27 to go on this Tuesday night in Miami. ESPN College Football Prime Time from Miami, presented by Ram Trucks. There you see the score, 31-17, 13:27 to go. He's Chase Daniel. I'm Clay Matvick. Mariota started the night 7 for 7, 193 yards. Since then, 3 for 8, 12 yards. He was injured on the last series, but it looks like he's going to stay on the sideline. Dexter Williams threw that touchdown pass to Moss. That last drive stays in there, hands off. It's going to be a pickup of 3 yards on first down for Diggs.
And this offense will change. I know up 14 points right here, but this offense will change with Dexter Williams at quarterback. They won't go up-tempo as much. Dexter Williams is a brainiac, according to coaches. He wants to see and dissect defenses, and they do that by getting him in the right play at the right time and slowing down the tempo.
Odom was warming up during that commercial break. Appeared like he was ready to come back in, but they stay with Williams as Diggs runs this ahead. Shy of the 35. Brian Blades the second, the veteran corner. Makes that tackle. We haven't mentioned his name much here tonight. So, you know, with what we have seen from Dexter Williams, especially the last couple of games, can Kennesaw State afford to leave him on the sideline much? Because he's been explosive.
Yeah, 5 touchdown passes in 4 quarters and 2 plays of action. The last really what he's been able to do. But I think you still roll with Odom. I think the creativity, I think the explosiveness as a runner, all those things matter.
Williams is going to try to run here, and he's tackled up around the shoulder pads by Johnny Chaney, transfer from Colorado. Williams a little slow to get up, but he does. And so that's going to be a quick series for Kennesaw State. Just under 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, just not super aggressive at all for the play calling there by the coaching staff, and would have loved to see him put the ball in the air a little bit. Can't get too lackadaisical. There's still 11 minutes left, which is an eternity in college football.
After the 3 and out, John Pierre waits for it to come down at the 21-yard line. 4th punt of the night for Joshua Hewitt. A lot of time left on the clock. FIU has it back.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Ram, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Clay Matvick, Chase Daniel back here in Miami. 31-17 Owls with 11 and a half to go. Let's go back to last year. First time these two programs clashed. Kennesaw State down 9 going into the fourth quarter. And then the Owls came alive. Davis Bryson, who was the quarterback back then, touchdown run, and then capitalizing on a fumble. Austin Welch, with a minute and change left, hit that field goal. An interception would seal it as FIU blew the lead late. And Kennesaw State won it 27-26. Now FIU needs a Kennesaw State type fourth quarter. Do they have a comeback? They're down 2 touchdowns. Kewan Jenkins, the quarterback for the Panthers, hits his man in stride. It's Perry, Alex Perry, to the 40-yard line of Kennesaw State. Actually mark him down at the 44, and now FIU wants to find a little tempo. That's a 35-yard play.
Such a nice throw to Alex Perry on a deep slant route, post over the middle and single high zone, and this has been missing from FIU's game. It's the tempo aspect of it.
Owens plows ahead for a handful. 118 yards on the ground for Keyshawn Owens. It's the passing attack, though, for Kewan Jenkins at FIU that at times has looked like what we just saw a couple of plays ago, and then other times it has sputtered. Some drops and some missed routes. Here comes Owens. Tripped up inside the 15-yard line by Isaac Paul. A touchdown saving tackle by the strong safety as Owens rips off 30 more.
And Owens just running right through the left side. They're pulling the tight end around. It's a nice block on Taiwan Christopher, number 46, and then dead legs them on Miami Vice Night, Pitbull Stadium. Almost gets a touchdown.
This one thrown away by Jenkins as the blitz was on. You see Jenkins talking about the blocking up front. There's a missed assignment there. And again, at times, FIU looks like a world beater, and then see things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all out pressure. They actually had the perfect play call on. It was a tunnel screen to the left, but second down already. And this is where the Panthers have struggled, specifically as of late. 2 for 3 in the red zone. They have to finish drives. When we talked to head coach Willie Simmons, that is the #1 thing they practice on this week, was punching the ball into the end zone and not settling for field goals.
2 for 4 in the red zone tonight. Stay with Owens. Gets it to the 11. He just missed a chip shot field goal.
You got to imagine
28 yards.
You got to imagine 3rd and 9 right here. 2 downs to get this. You're down at the 11-yard line. So run or pass option. Alex Perry down here at the bottom of your screen. Be looking for him. He's not.
Jenkins to the end zone, underthrown. And the receiver wants a flag, but McNeil's not going to get one. And that's 4th down. And now another decision here for Willie Simmons. The field goal kicking has not been great. Noah Grant missed a 28-yarder.
Oh, they're kicking it.
But they are going to bring him out.
Interesting decision to cut the lead to 11, so still a 2-score game with 9 minutes and change.
It didn't haunt them in the win over Western Kentucky in Bowling Green. 4 of the first 5 drives ended with field goals. Grant made them, but you thought, man, that's going to come back to haunt him at some point. It's been a week, and now not finishing drives in the red zone is coming back potentially to haunt him. So Noah Grant makes that one. Missed a 28-yarder, hits a 28-yarder. And now it's an 11-point difference with 9:16 to go. What a Saturday it's going to be on ABC. Number 8 Ole Miss and number 13 Oklahoma comes your way at noon Eastern. Then Alabama and South Carolina, followed by Texas A&M and number 20 LSU. Willie Simmons making the decision to kick the field goal there instead of going for it on 4th down. You know, they obviously need 6, but he settles for 3.
Yeah, I don't agree with the decision. The 3rd down play call is what got me, just throwing it aimlessly into the end zone. Call quick game, getting to 4th and manageable, and obviously the incompletion on 3rd down caused them to probably settle for the field goal there because it was 4th and 9, but it's still 2-score game. If you make that chip shot field goal earlier, it's not.
I know you're looking forward to this one. Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Norman, noon Eastern time on ABC. And looking for Ole Miss with a win, what that does for the college football playoff hopes. This is our all-state playoff predictor.
Ole Miss can score a lot of points, averaging almost 33 points a game in their 4 SEC games. And it'll be interesting. It's the first time Ole Miss has ever gone to Norman. Had some good battles with the Sooners, never came out on top back in my day at Missouri.
Dexter Williams staying in at quarterback for Kennesaw State as Chase Belcher gets a carry here, the number 3 running back. And he blasts off for 7 on 1st down.
Last series, Kennesaw State kept the football on the ground, 3 straight runs, a run there. That's 4 straight plays of running the football. You got to get a little bit aggressive at this point. You can't just rely on the run game. You don't have the dynamic Amari Odom back there. Got to rely on the arm a little bit of Dexter Williams.
Bullock goes in motion. Quarterback keeping it. Good run there for Williams. It's Odom who's the better running QB, but that looked pretty good. Gain of 12 out to the 45.
The key block here is from Chase Belcher, number 4, coming around the edge. Boom, right there. Gets number 21 who's on a corner blitz, and Dexter Williams showing some legs.
There's Mitch Militello, the offensive coordinator, who was very involved in the decision to start Amari Odom tonight. Odom was really good in the first half. A little more pedestrian in the second half before getting hurt. As Belcher carries here, no gain. You think about this team, Jerry Mack in his first year as head coach. This is year 2 in the FBS for Kennesaw State, and with what is left as far as the schedule, there are some winnable games, including at home coming up next week against UTEP on Tuesday night. And that's a possibility where a win would get them to bowl eligibility if they can finish this one on.
And the conference could come down to at Jack State November 15th. I mean, those guys are on a collision course, but just really impressed what I've seen so far tonight from Kennesaw State.
Another keeper for Williams. Dexter Williams into the secondary. And he slides down on the other side of the 40-yard line. 16 yards for Williams, who has done an admirable job coming out of the bullpen for Odom.
Yeah, Dexter Williams looks great so far. I mean, the run game, right? He is more of a drop-back passer, but he looked fast right there, and just a nice little zone read. They've slowed things down offensively, not as much tempo, but still has incorporated the QB run game, especially this series, and it's paid dividends for the Owls.
Yeah, eating up the clock, which FIU tried to do in the 3rd quarter. Belcher again, second down after no gain. You know, at the beginning of the season, Kennesaw State wasn't given much of a chance to make a bowl game. They are eligible to compete for the conference title and eligible for a bowl game this year. They were not last year because they were in the transition phase. But look at this. Here they are with a chance to go to 3-0 in conference play, 5-2, 1 win away from bowl eligibility after tonight. If they can finish out the next 6 minutes, and that would turn that 17% on its head.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a great night for Jerry Mack and Kennesaw State.
Good spin move by Alexander Diggs. Stays on his feet. He's hammered down at the 35-yard line. This is a really athletic move by Alexander Diggs. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Hits the X button. You're playing Xbox with the spin right there. It's nifty. And just going back to head coach Jerry Mack. I mean, what a job. I mean, he's done turning the program. First year, about to win 5 straight.
We have not seen much of Coleman Bennett here tonight. Just 4 carries for the leading rusher. Williams right down the seam, and that is complete. That is going to be caught for a 1st down.
Williams just keeping his composure on a big 3rd down in the pocket.
That was Benyard with the catch.
Going left to right, watch his eyes, scanning it, not open. Next one, not open. All right, let's find my zone beater to Benyard. This is what he brings, just really calm feet in the pocket, big arm.
And you can tell this drive is just sucking the soul out of FIU. 4.5 to go. There goes Diggs. Down inside the 5, Alexander Diggs. Touchdown tonight. He's their leading rusher. That's a run of 21 for Diggs. It's 1st down and goal for the Owls.
Diggs does a nice job. You can see a pressure coming off the right side of your screen. The DB runs right by it, Courtney, and about to put this game on ice there, Clay, with a touchdown here.
Just been impressed with the poise of Dexter Williams. He'll hand it off again, churning away to about the 2-yard line.
Belcher with the carry.
It's Chase Belcher. Kennesaw State just a few minutes away from a 5th straight win. They have not been 3-0 to start conference play since 2021. They were still in the Big South in the FCS at that time. And this is going to be play number 10 of the drive, as Kennesaw State has eaten up a lot of clock here late in the 4th. Willie Simmons, all he can do is look on. 2nd and goal. Dexter Williams keeps it, and he bursts into the end zone. Touchdown. Dexter Williams. Big smile on his face. Started this game on the bench, but he has an impact after all here tonight in Miami. And Jerry Mack and that Owls bench breathe a sigh of relief. They know that this is all but over now.
Dexter Williams showing the legs to get a touchdown. 2nd one of the night. 1 rushing, 1 passing. Maybe there is a quarterback controversy brewing for Kennesaw State, because Dexter Williams has done nothing but the right thing the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's hard to keep that on the bench for long, but you know, it's a good problem to have for Jerry Mack. He has 2 really accomplished quarterbacks.
See Williams there waving goodbye to FIU fans here on Vice Night, and surprised with Williams' rushing ability. 4 carries, 30 yards, and a rushing touchdown. 2 for 2 throwing the football, 79 yards and a touchdown. It's a good thing to have 2 quarterbacks, because usually, Clay, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. I think Kennesaw State has 2 really good quarterbacks.
Dexter Williams out of Macon, Georgia. Amari Odom out of Inglewood, California. Williams is considered the more prototypical drop-back quarterback. Odom the more threat to take off with his feet. And yeah, I don't know. I've seen Williams run it pretty well here tonight.
Yeah, it's looked good, and honestly, they haven't really changed the offense under Dexter Williams' control. Just sort of going a little bit more, not as fast, and Kennesaw State scoring the last 3 Conference USA games: 24 versus Middle Tennessee, 35 versus La Tech, 38 tonight. They're trending in the right direction, Clay.
It'll be a touchback. FIU will have it Just under 3 minutes to go at the 25-yard line. Amari Odom obviously not feeling too bad. He was knocked out of this game with an injury. We're not exactly sure what, but he doesn't appear to be in too much pain. He's enjoying the sideline just like all the rest of the Owls, who are ready to go to 5-2, 3-0 in Conference USA. And then just one win away from bowl eligibility, which is remarkable considering this is just the second year in the FBS, and they returned very few contributors from a season ago. New head coach brings in new blood, and you're just hoping that it gels, and it certainly has been for Jerry Mack
and the
company.
And the vibe on the sideline, it's out all-time high. You see Odom there dancing, and we saw a shot of offensive coordinator Mitch Militello, excuse me.
There's another drop, Alex Perry. This time FIU has had probably 3 to 4 drops tonight.
At least. And there's Coach Militello. He's done such a good job implementing the Tennessee sort of game plan and tempo with these guys. I was talking to him pregame, and he's just like, hey, man, I love my quarterback room. I love my guys. They're out there playing a game, getting loose. They're doing all these breakdowns. They're trending in the right direction, and it's going to be scary to see this offense with or without Amari Odom.
Number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That is going to be penalty number 9, 10 for FIU for 80 yards against. It'll be interesting to see how Kennesaw State plays it next Tuesday when they host UTEP. Will it be Odom? Will it be Williams who comes out first to take the snaps? It's a completion for Perry. Gets across the 30-yard line.
It's penalties, it's dropped passes, it's missed field goals, not scoring in the red zone, just a litany of errors tonight for FIU, something they didn't deal with last week in Western Kentucky. Offensively, they need to figure out the receiver position other than Alex Perry.
Jenkins incomplete. It'll be 4th down. I think Willie Simmons is going to get this figured out. He's too good of a coach not to.
Absolutely.
Had such great success at Prairie View, at FAMU, and he's in maybe the most fertile recruiting ground in North America. The upcoming schedule also promising. There are some winnable games there in the next 5 weeks, and they haven't made a bowl appearance here at FIU since 2019. The last winning season, 2018. Both of those years under Butch Davis. I feel pretty confident. I don't know about you, about Willie Simmons' ability to get this team to the postseason this year.
No, I agree. I think it's definitely a chance to win 6 games. We were talking about the analytics of it, 50% chance with a loss to get to bowl eligible, but I'm a big believer in Willie Simmons. When we were meeting with him, just his vigor for the game, his leadership potential, you said it, he's done it before, really understands the game, former quarterback, and you see, 22 total seasons as an FBS program. FIU's had 4 winning seasons. I think they're going to have a 5th under Willie Simmons because all he does is win wherever he goes.
He scored 10 unanswered points to pull within 7 in the 3rd quarter, but too many mistakes, missed opportunities. And then Dexter Williams coming in and throwing that touchdown strike to Christian Moss. 70-yard pass play just changed the whole feel of this second half. There's Chase Belcher on the run for the Owls. It's his 8th carry tonight. Give him 8 yards. Diggs, Belcher. And not much from Coleman Bennett tonight out of that Kennesaw State backfield, but it's going to be enough as we come out to the 2-minute timeout. Jerry Mack turns 45 on Friday. The Memphis native is having a good first year with his Owls. And look at this. 13-game road losing streak is ready to come to an end here tonight.
Last win, November 5th, 2022. I think I was still playing football in the NFL then. That was a long time ago.
But you're still a young man. You don't remember Miami Vice, so be quiet over there.
I'm still in my 30s somehow.
All right, we're past the 2-minute timeout. The Owls trying to run out the clock. Chase Belcher, a good run. The Owls rushing attack, which is going to be up over 200 yards when it's all said and done here tonight.
It is going to be an interesting decision, though, for head coach Jerry Mack and the offensive staff on moving forward if Amari Odom is healthy. If they're going to be as steadfast as they were in meetings with us saying, hey, Amari Odom's our guy, especially with Dexter Williams coming in. And I mean, 6 total touchdowns the last 2 games. He's played a total of 6 quarters, so something to watch out for.
Williams to Belcher again.
Tackle made by Percy Gordon Jr.
Don't tell me there's another flag.
No, we're going to get a timeout.
What are we doing?
FIU is going to spend a timeout here. They have 1 remaining. So you look at Conference USA now here coming down the stretch as we're starting to crowd November, and here's Kennesaw State in the conversation for a CUSA title. You put Kennesaw State at 3-0 along with Jacksonville State, I should say, after tonight. And that game on the 15th of November looming. This is really interesting. Of course, Western Kentucky, even though they got beat by FIU last week, they're in the mix, even though they're tied right now with Louisiana Tech late. It's going to be an interesting final few weeks in this conference.
Yeah, we saw Jack State last week. Seeing Kennesaw State this week, and both good programs. Another flag, Clay.
It's been one of those nights.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down. The game clock will start on the snap.
You decline the penalty?
Chances to win Conference USA. It's not bad for Kennesaw State right now.
Yeah,
I think it's going to improve after tonight.
Yeah, it's got to go up there. Jack State was, I mean, they're an old school smash mouth football team. Louisiana Tech tied with Western Kentucky right now. That game will go a long way in the standings. And then Kennesaw State, though, I mean, 5 in a row, and really their offense playing pretty good football, regardless of who's at quarterback. That's something to continue to build off of as we get into the end of October.
Dexter Williams. You can see why the coaches have confidence in him when they give the keys to the car to that young man. He's been exceptional since coming in for Amari Odom here in the 2nd half.
Is it a Lamborghini like on the field? He's driving like one.
Touchdown, Belcher. And that's the haymaker. 6-yard touchdown run for Chase Belcher.
Belcher with the carry for the Owls, touchdown.
And Jerry Mack and Kennesaw State are going to go to 5-2. We've said it a few times here tonight. This program, located in Kennesaw, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, is ahead of schedule.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. With an extra point here over the last 3 games, they've averaged 35 points a game over the last 3. pretty exceptional.
They're over 500 yards of offense tonight with 2 different quarterbacks. And, you know, you can tell the players, it doesn't matter who's at the controls. They rally around who's ever taken the snaps.
Yeah, and it speaks a lot about the team and really Coach Mack just understanding, hey, like, we're going to make a decision. We're going to play the best guy, and we feel like that was Amari Odom going in. But Dexter Williams, we talked about him being on the leadership council and just being one of the leaders of the team. And the offensive line, the receivers, the running back group, the tight end group, they haven't batted an eye at all when Dexter came into this game. And in fact, I would say even gave them a little bit of a spark when it was a close game, because Odom had sort of struggled there at the beginning of the second half.
And for FIU on defense, I mean, some things to think about. You have the really good outing at Western Kentucky where you shut down an explosive offense of the Hilltoppers, but then you come back and kind of have the night you've had tonight where the secondary didn't look great at times. And you got to regroup. We'll be at FBS newcomer Missouri State next week. Still have a couple of winnable games certainly on the schedule beyond that too. Middle Tennessee, Sam Houston, a couple of teams that have struggled at times this year. This will be another touchback with 1 minute and 3 seconds left, but plenty of time. Willie Simmons and the Panthers to regroup and get to 6 wins. Just wasn't the Miami Vice night that the Panthers had hoped for. You know, they brought out these uniforms. This is year 3 of the Vice night. Make it kind of an event. Celebrate that they are the FBS program in the city of Miami. And that's going to be a sack for the Owls defense. Second sack tonight for Kennesaw State. It's Nasir Smith getting home. You know, a lot of people think, well, wait a second, what about the Miami Hurricanes? They're in Miami. No, they're in Coral Gables. And Willie Simmons reminds everybody of that.
He said, we are 305.
We are Miami's FBS team. It's a wide open receiver down the middle, and this could be 6. One man to beat. Saquon Jean-Pierre and his great speed. Tavion Lawson finally got to him, but it's a 64-yard play with 25 seconds left.
That'll make the stat sheet look nice.
64 yards on the play.
Jenkins to the end zone. That's caught. Touchdown. Eric Nelson. And that is only the 4th passing touchdown this year for Jenkins and FIU. And it comes kind of here in mop-up time.
Nice back shoulder throw there to Nelson, and he's pumped up. He's still playing all 60 minutes of the game, and kind of hand it to FIU, no quit, as they're going for 2 right here. We'll try to finish on a high note.
Two-point conversion attempt. Jenkins will throw to the corner, and well placed, but it was juggled and incomplete.
That's a nice throw right there.
Yeah, it really was. Over the top of the defender. He wanted Nelson again, but Tavion Lawson was there. I think it made it hard on Nelson, but two-point conversion fails. That probably should have been. Oh, wait a sec.
He bobbled it. You can't throw it any better. Might have had control after he bobbled it and got the foot down.
Well, we've seen some drops. We've seen some balls mishandled here tonight by the receivers. And FIU is going to be talking about that when they watch film this week. Final 15 seconds here to play in Miami. So what are you looking forward to the most in week 9 of college football?
Well, I think it's the SEC Doubleheaders. I think the Ole Miss Oklahoma game is going to be great. I mean, I really do. I think John Mateer coming back, giving him a little bit of spark. Hasn't been himself since the injury. And you look at what Kiffin has done at Ole Miss is nothing short of amazing. And look at Oklahoma's defense, though. They're number 1 in the FBS in sacks and tackles for loss. So that Ole Miss offense versus that vaunted Oklahoma defense, that'll be the game I'm going to be sitting on my couch for with my son watching.
See how Ole Miss responds after the loss to Georgia. Onside kick, good bounce.
They had 2 kickers.
It was fielded. It was Jericho Washington who came up with it. Or was it Benyard? These double numbers sometimes. Yeah, it's Benyard. He got it, and so that's going to do it. Kennesaw State's going to run out the clock and get to 5-2, 3-0, tied for first in Conference USA with Jack State. Victory formation. And Tommy Ulatowski, the 3rd string quarterback, is going to take the knee, so 3 quarterbacks get in the game tonight for the Owls. 45-26 the final. Jerry Mack and the Owls are on the national stage.
Yeah, great win for them, truly.
Tied for first in the conference.
Odom, hope he's all right.
That's going to do it. 45-26 the final. Kennesaw State beats FIU on the road tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Sports Center coming up next. So long for Miami.